Chapter 1881. This was the suppression of the branch family by the direct descendants. The abyss immortal fruit was extremely important to the 10 great families and even the entire Hell realm. Now that it was inexplicably taken away by someone and they happened to come to this level, they had to get to the bottom of it. This matter couldn't be brought to the family. In the eyes of the prodigies, the branch family must have colluded with outsiders for this to happen. The days of the branch family had never been good. Whether it was in terms of cultivation resources or status, it was always difficult to go against the direct descendant. There were often some branch family disciples who colluded with outsiders and did many things. Mu Quan's first impression was the strongest. Let's ask first. As for this black-robed guy, let's put him aside for now. With so many people here, they weren't afraid of him running away. In a place like the 16th level, it wasn't that easy to run away. The undead creatures that hunted everywhere didn't appear for nothing. Mu Qing didn't expect to be interrogated by the direct descendant. In the Mu family, Mu Qing didn't have a good time. The direct descendants all flaunted their prowess, while the branch family disciples were often suppressed. Their days were very uncomfortable. Mu Qing wasn't stupid. Seeing these prodigies appear together, it was obvious they were waiting for him. Did they know about the abyss immortal fruit? Mu Qing's mind spun quickly. Other than this reason, there didn't seem to be a second reason. Should he say it or not? This became Mu Qing's choice. If he said it, he should be fine. As for whether he would be fine, he couldn't guarantee it. The attitude of the direct descendants was more or less clear. Say what? Mu Qing said in a low voice. He thought, Mu Quan has long disliked me. My talent isn't worse than his. If it wasn't for the lack of resources, I would also be a prodigy now. My reputation wouldn't be below his. This time, he clearly wants to attack me. Even if I really say it, he will find a reason to deal with me. Since that's the case, I'll go all out. After being a lackey for a few days, Mu Qing saw how powerful Di Tian was. A dual bloodline controller, an existence that could fight against the God Emperor in the future. With such a mountain behind him, the Mu family and one of the 10 great families were nothing. Speak, why are you here? Did you collude with outsiders? Tell me the truth. When Mu Quan saw that Mu Qing still dared to talk back to him, a cold glint flashed across his eyes. If you don't speak, I'll do it myself. Let's see if you'll speak or not. At this moment, the sky pride of the Wang family, Wang Fei, shouted at Wang Ming. You're the same. With your strength, it's impossible for you to come up. Tell me, who brought you in? Mu Qing suddenly laughed out loud. Mu Quan, you think you can be arrogant just because you're a direct descendant of the family? I've long since found you an eyesore. If not for the fact that you have more resources than me, I'm afraid you'd be inferior to me right now. What are you pretending for? Normally, Mu Qing would give him face. But now, Mu Qing wasn't giving him face. This was also a chance for him. He was gambling on his own future. As a direct descendant disciple, Mu Quan was also a proud son of heaven. He had never cared about branch family disciples. Beating and scolding them was a normal thing to do. Thinking about it, Mu Qing, this branch family disciple, did not obediently speak up after being shouted at by him. Who would have thought that he would contradict him? Mu Qing, how dare you talk back to me? Do you really think you can do whatever you want now that you've grown up? Mu Quan glared at Mu Qing. In my eyes, you'll always be a branch family disciple. Today, I'll let you know how big the gap is between you and me, you piece of trash. Mu Qing was not afraid. Since he had already thrown caution to the wind, there was no need to be fearless. Come on, let's spar. Let's see who's afraid of whom. Wang Ming's life in the family was similar to Mu Qing's. It was just that he could not see the light of day. With the direct descendants suppressing him, all the resources were tilted to him. Mu Qing's words were like a thorn in his heart, making him feel uncomfortable. Mu Quan was embarrassed after being contradicted by a branch family disciple, Mu Qing. He was ready to teach Mu Qing a lesson to avoid being laughed at. "All right, I'll fulfill your wish," Mu Quan said as he was about to attack. The combat strength of a low-level ultimate god was no joke. "You'll regret falling into my hands," Mu Quan sneered. "Little Quan, wait." Just as Mu Quan was about to attack, Dongfang Yijian spoke. "This is not a suitable place to fight. It will attract the undead creatures and everyone will be in trouble." Mu Quan shuddered. How could he forget about that? This was the 16th floor of the Abyss Hell. The undead creatures were very sensitive. Once the energy fluctuation exploded, they would definitely be alerted and everyone would be in trouble. "You're so cunning. How dare you set us up?" Mu Quan blamed everything on Mu Qing. "Fortunately, Brother Dongfang reminded us. Otherwise, we would have fallen into your trap. When they killed the guardian undead creatures on the 16th floor, they had also set up a restrictive array formation. If not for Mu Chen's provocation, Mu Quan would not have forgotten about it." When Dongfang Yijian spoke, Mu Qing noticed that this prodigy was also here. Mu Qing had heard of Dongfang Yijian's terror. "I have master here. There's nothing to be afraid of." Mu Qing kept telling himself not to be afraid of Dongfang Yijian. Dongfang Yijian actually had doubts in his heart. It should have been impossible for the three of them to come up here, but they did. The other energy fluctuations did not appear at all. Dongfang Yijian had to ask, "Who are you? Tell me your name." When Dongfang Yijian came up, Mu Quan and Wang Fei stood to the side. They only glared at the two of them. "If you want to know my name, why don't you tell me your name? Do you think you're very strong?" Lin Fei said unhurriedly. When these people appeared, Lin Fei felt that they were extraordinary. He knew that they were the prodigies of their clans. They were all extraordinary and much stronger than the prodigies of the profound sky world. "You dare to be unreasonable! Watch your words. What a big tone! You're courting death." Dongfang Yijian waved his hand and the prodigies stopped. "If this was another place, you would have been killed by the prodigies." Dongfang Yijian said, "A person must know how to judge the situation. For example, I don't understand your situation. What's there to be arrogant about?" Lin Fei had seen a powerful character. This person was not ordinary. Lin Fei shook his head and said with a smile, "Judging the situation is something that only those without strength would do. For those with strength, they don't rely on this. They rely on their fists." Dongfang Yijian laughed. "What a good pair of fists. Looks like you're the mastermind. You're not simple." The prodigies were shocked. How could this black-robed guy be the mastermind? He didn't look like one. Chapter 1882. "Brother Dongfang, are you sure? How is this possible? This guy doesn't look strong at all. I can take care of him as soon as I go up. Is there a mistake?" Dongfang Yijian's words shocked all the geniuses present. Could this be true? From the beginning, the geniuses didn't take the black-robed man seriously, thinking that he was Wang Ming and Mu Chen's man. The geniuses of the two families also directly interrogated the collateral disciples. For Dongfang Yijian to say such words, it was extremely shocking. Lin Fei could be considered to have met a formidable fellow. To be able to guess his identity from such minute clues, he was indeed not simple. This was a rather conceited person. "You are very smart." Lin Fei smiled. The prodigy felt even more incredulous after being acknowledged. Mu Quan said coldly, "Just who are you? There's no one like you in the 10 great families, including the Hell Alliance. You'd best tell us the truth. Don't force us to take you down." Everyone knew about the geniuses of the infernal realm. Even if they didn't know each other personally, they could still make the connection. He had no impression of this black-robed man at all. It was as if he had appeared out of thin air. There was something wrong with this person's background. It was not impossible for such an expert to appear out of nowhere. However, it was inconceivable for such an expert to appear at this time. As long as one was not a fool, they would be able to figure it out. Guess. Lin Fei smiled faintly and spat out 2 words in the face of the enraged prodigy's eyes. Take a guess? This infuriated the elite cultivator. If it wasn't for the fact that Dongfang Yijian hadn't ordered them to act, they would have been impatient to make a move. You dare to act cool in front of us, Heaven's Pride? You've got guts. You still dare to make us guess? Do you think you're some big shot? Dongfang Yijian had seen many people. There were those who were capable, and there were also those who relied on their mouths to show off. Without a doubt, the former relied on their strength, while the latter relied on their mouths. The person in front of him felt very strange. From the beginning to the end, there were no changes. His heartbeat and blood flow were in a stable state. He was not affected by the others at all. These peak divine kings were all genius experts. Within the family, they also had a lot of authority to speak. Over time, they all had extraordinary auras. No one could withstand the pressure of being stared at by a group of people. However, the black-robed man before him was able to hold on. If I'm not wrong, you should be from another world. Dongfang Yijian's eyes shone with sharpness. I've heard that the experts of some subworlds can transform their divine power when their realm reaches a certain level. I think you should be one of them. Lin Fei was still very surprised. This person was indeed quite powerful. He didn't reveal anything, but the other party could see through him. Why do you say that? Lin Fei laughed. Wang Ming and Mu Qing, who were at the side, were both shocked. They had never imagined that Di Tian would be someone from another world. They even suspected that Dongfang Yijian had made a mistake. Because you lack the aura of our infernal realm, Dongfang Yijian said. Even though your impersonation is very similar, you will never be someone from the infernal realm. No one can hide this from me. Lin Fei applauded. Amazing, truly amazing. Well said. Dongfang Yijian said. You, a person from another world, barged into our infernal realm. It seems like you're also here for the immortal abyss fruit. If I'm not wrong, from the 10th level onwards, all the immortal abyss fruits have been swept clean by you. I'm afraid you have tens of thousands of immortal abyss fruits on you now. Tens of thousands of immortal abyss fruits still made the prodigies present restless. If they divided it up, each of them could increase the number of immortal abyss fruits by a few thousand. Yes, you're right again. Lin Fei laughed. Unfortunately, you're wrong about one thing. I'm not here for the immortal abyss fruits. They have no use for me. It's just a coincidence. The prodigies didn't believe this was true. You're lying to all of us. If you're not here for the immortal abyss fruits, then why did you come here? Sir, you're a straightforward person. Dongfang Yijian had never seen such a straightforward person. I believe what you said is true. I wonder if you're willing to hand over the immortal abyss fruits on you? My Dongfang family has some influence in the infernal realm. If you're willing to hand it over, we might be able to help you. Lin Fei shook his head. There's no need for that. Dongfang Yijian's politeness towards this mysterious man had already made many people unhappy. An outsider dared to snatch their immortal abyss fruits, which had already made them very unhappy. Losing tens of thousands of immortal abyss fruits had a huge impact. It was also related to the family's strength. Seeing that the other party didn't give him face, the prodigies were furious. Sir, this is the infernal realm. If you don't hand over the immortal abyss fruits, do you think you can leave? That's right. If you hand over the immortal abyss fruits, we can let you go. If we attack you, no matter how powerful you are, you won't be able to leave the infernal realm. We, the top 10 families, are not bragging. If we send out our experts, it won't be a problem to take you down. The prodigies threatened. The power of the top 10 families was quite great. Is that so? Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Suddenly, the space around him twisted. It was a futile move. The prodigies didn't notice it at all. The sudden attack caught them off guard. Space-time reversal. The prodigies were caught off guard. The space kept changing and the prodigies were all dragged in. "How dare you!" Dongfang Yijian shouted. He pulled out his sword and stabbed at Lin Fei's face. The sword was too fast. It was enhanced with the power of unlimited speed. It was so fast that Lin Fei couldn't even catch a trace of it. His eyebrows kept twitching. Invincible defense. The sword pierced through space and stabbed at Lin Fei's eyebrows, exploding with terrifying lethality. Too fast. Lin Fei thought that his speed was fast, but he didn't expect the other party to be even faster. The sword forced him to activate his invincible defense to block it. The invincible defense blocked the sword, and the other party retracted his sword. Unlimited speed, 10 times. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. The other party's attack suddenly increased again. Sword after sword stabbed at Lin Fei's eyebrows, not moving at all. How can there be such a fast person? And he can even increase his speed again. Lin Fei had thought that this person was very dangerous. Now, it seemed that it was true. The other party must be a controller, and a controller of speed. When his speed reached the peak, he could kill with one sword. Unbeknownst to him, Dongfang Yijian was extremely shocked. He blocked it again. Chapter 1883. Dongfang Yijian was a rare and powerful prodigy in Hell World. That was because Dongfang Yijian was a controller. Most importantly, he mastered speed. When his speed reached a certain limit or even broke through, he would become a unique existence. Without a doubt, Dongfang Yijian was such an existence. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. The sky was filled with sword shadows with almost no trace. No one knew how fast the sword was. That was also why Dongfang Yijian was so famous among the prodigies. Even though he had yet to enter the ultimate god realm, Dongfang Yijian's combat power was terrifying. Coupled with his speed, he could kill with a single strike, especially after using infinite speed. Limitless. No one would ignore the content in it. Infinite speed. It was an existence that surpassed speed. There was a possibility of breaking through at any time. Dongfang Yijian could use infinite speed to unleash 10 times his current speed and could easily injure a low-level ultimate god expert. In Hell World, very few people were willing to offend Dongfang Yijian. No one knew when the opponent's sword would stab between the eyebrows. There were already a few examples and everyone knew that. However, at that moment, Dongfang Yijian felt powerless. No matter how his infinite speed attacked, the opponent could block it and seemed to be unharmed. This was beyond Dongfang Yijian's imagination. No one had ever been able to block his attacks consecutively. His speed surpassed divine senses and left no traces behind. It was impossible to dodge based on instinct. Many arrogant ultimate gods were injured because they underestimated infinite speed. Dongfang Yijian's speed had reached the limit of infinite speed by 10 times. His swordsmanship had also become tricky. This person's speed has reached the limit. Most importantly, he has cultivated infinite speed. That's what's truly terrifying. Lin Fei knew about the existence of infinite speed. It was an extremely difficult existence to master, but someone had managed to do so. Fortunately, I have invincible defense. Otherwise, my mind wouldn't be able to keep up with his speed. Invincible defense was always on. That was Lin Fei's only way to block it. The opponent's speed surpassed his. If he did not activate invincible defense, he would have been pierced through. River of Time. Lin Fei rarely met such a powerful opponent. He was even stronger than the ultimate gods he had met before. Hell World had produced a powerful prodigy. When the River of Time appeared, the surging time energy suppressed Dongfang Yijian's speed. This was the only thing that could decipher the existence of speed. You're a time controller. No. Dongfang Yijian shook his head. Not only are you a time controller, but you're also a space controller and a dual bloodline controller. Dongfang Yijian's only fear was time controllers, because they could suppress his speed. You guessed right. Lin Fei laughed. Now, let's have a taste of my saber art. A void slash flew over. Dongfang Yijian was conceited because of his limitless speed. But today, he finally met his match. The opponent's strange saber technique forced Dongfang one sword to be unable to multitask, and his limitless speed also slowed down. The power of space was also unpredictable and very difficult to resist. Although Dongfang Yijian's speed was not fast, he was affected by the power of time, causing his thoughts to waver. Furthermore, his saber technique was strange, causing Dongfang Yijian to clench his teeth in frustration. The two of them battled for over an hour. The two sides did not use their full strength and limited themselves to this area to prevent the undead creatures from appearing. At that time, it would be a big problem. Lin Fei was also unable to defeat Dongfang Yijian in a short time. Even if he used both the power of space and time, he did not have much confidence. Lin Fei needed the river of time to resist the opponent's attack. With one attacking and one defending, its power was also limited. Wang Ming and Mu Cheng's horizons were broadened. Everyone knew that Dongfang Yijian was very powerful and was a big brother-level existence among the geniuses. But after seeing it with their own eyes, they understood the gap between them and Dongfang Yijian. If Dongfang Yijian wanted to kill them, he did not need much. One sword was enough. They could not even block a single sword. This made them feel powerless. Tion's strength had once again exceeded their expectations. Being able to fight Dongfang Yijian to a draw would shock the entire infernal realm. "I'm not fighting anymore." Suddenly, Dongfang Yijian flew backward. He sheathed his sword and took the initiative to stop fighting. Lin Fei also stopped. "Actually, even if you didn't say it, I wouldn't have fought either. There's no need." Ha 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 ha. The two of them suddenly laughed out loud. To Dongfang Yijian, it was not easy to find a young opponent. His opponent had two great bloodline powers. He did not have the confidence to win unless he advanced to the hierarch realm and activated the unlimited speed. Lin Fei also did not have the confidence to kill Dongfang Yijian. The unlimited speed was too powerful. Only if his space and time bloodlines were upgraded would he have the confidence to win. "You are the strongest opponent I have ever met." Dongfang Yijian stared at his opponent and said, "Since I cannot defeat you, I will not interfere with the matter of the abyssal immortal fruit. If you are willing to sell it to my Dongfang family will definitely buy it sincerely." When it came to benefits, Dongfang Yijian was still very open-minded. Lin Fei rarely saw geniuses like Dongfang Yijian, who knew when to give up. He smiled and said, "You're one of the most powerful opponents I've ever met. Your limitless speed truly lives up to your reputation. I'll consider your request." Dongfang Yijian did not expect the other party to agree immediately. That was impossible. If the other party really agreed, he would instead become suspicious. "See you next time." Dongfang Yijian turned and left, disappearing in the blink of an eye. "Lord, are you all right?" Mu Qing flew over. Although the two of them had not fought for long, only an hour to them, it was a battle that they would never forget for the rest of their lives. "This Dongfang Yijian of your hell realm is indeed amazing." Lin Fei looked in the direction where the other party had left. "Now we need to change locations. I'm afraid undead creatures will come very soon." Mu Qing and Wang Ming continued to follow Lin Fei. Lin Fei did not refuse. Lin Fei had his own thoughts on how he could say such words to a disciple of the main line of descent. In the Hell Realm, he could train one or two subordinate. In the future, they would also be a force of his own. If he wanted to maximize his abyssal immortal fruit, he could start from there. Wang Ming and Mu Qing had already thrown caution to the wind. The direct descendant of the family would definitely not let them go easily. Following Tion was the safest. "Now we will go find the immortal tree. Be careful." Chapter 1884. The battle ended in a draw. Lin Fei also left the scene and brought Mu Qing and Wang Ming to look for the tree of immortality and divine spark. The 16th floor was full of danger. Lin Fei's journey was also very troublesome. Every time he found the Tree of Immortality, he had to spend a lot of time cleaning it up. He often had to stay for a whole day. This was very fast for Lin Fei. The number of immortal fruits on hand was also increasing. It should not be a problem to reach 100,000 immortal fruits in the end. During this period, Lin Fei also met people from the 10 great clans. These people from the 10 great clans were extremely embarrassed. Lin Fei moved them out, but they were unlucky enough to be attacked by the undead creatures and lost many of their men. They were afraid of Lin Fei and Dongfang Yijian's message to them. Therefore, they chose to hold back and leave instead of directly attacking. Dongfang Yijian said that the other party was very powerful and they dared not doubt it. Lin Fei was also very relaxed. On the 16th floor, Lin Fei stayed for half a month. He was looking for the Tree of Immortality almost all the time and his harvest doubled. Alright, I'm going to the 17th floor. Going to the 17th floor was much harder than the 16th floor. Although it was very difficult, Lin Fei still wanted to go down and have a look. He could still go down with his strength, but it would be a lot more troublesome to bring Mu Qing and Wang Ming along. You can go out first. I will look for you after I go out, Lin Fei said. Although it was just a sentence, it made the two very happy. If anyone comes looking for trouble, just say that you are my messengers. Tell them that I am going to sell the immortal fruit. They will understand. Wang Ming and Mu Qing had also obtained a lot of immortal fruits during this period. They could advance to the ultimate god realm with just a few things. This was unimaginable before. The two now had no expectations for their clans. Master, don't worry. We will help you spread the news. Mu Qing thought about it very quickly. One could imagine that in a situation where the harvest of the immortal abyss fruit was not much, this news would definitely cause a commotion. Mu Qing and Wang Ming crushed the teleportation talisman and left the abyssal hell. Lin Fei continued forward. Time cage. Slow down time. Teleportation. The entrance to the 16th floor. The undead creatures were densely packed together. There were no less than 1,000,000 of them. Lin Fei felt numb just by looking at them. He also understood why so few people could break through. It was too dangerous. No big move could kill them instantly. Lin Fei didn't expect his strength to be this strong. These undead creatures had extraordinary battle prowess, which was equivalent to 1,000,000 lower-level ultimate gods. Only people like Lin Fei could withstand the impact. It was indeed not easy to charge through. The time cage and time deceleration only suppressed the undead creatures. Lin Fei rushed forward, his divinity constantly changing, and the various undead creatures in the sky bombarded him. Invincible defense. Lin Fei also activated his strongest trump card. At this moment, no matter how much they attacked him, Lin Fei would not waste any time. His divine power was also constantly being consumed, but the good thing was that he was getting closer to the entrance. At this time, on a barren mountain far away from the entrance, Dongfang Yijian stood with his sword in his arms, his expression extremely solemn. This person will be a strong enemy of mine. In the previous battle, Dongfang Yijian couldn't do anything. At this time, seeing the other party rushing towards the entrance, Dongfang Yijian took it seriously again. A dual bloodline controller is indeed strong. I admit that I am inferior. Dongfang Yijian shook his head. If you can go in, so can I. Unlimited speed. Dongfang Yijian was a conceited person. The 17th floor of the Abyss Hell had also become a challenge for Dongfang Yijian. According to the family's secrets, there was once a family disciple who went in and left a secret message. He had to go in the next floor. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Dongfang Yijian reached the limit of his speed with unlimited speed. Even an ultimate god would shake his head and be left in the dust. The undead creatures almost did not notice that someone had broken in. At this time, Lin Fei was about 10,000 miles away from the entrance. However, the undead creatures were all gathered there, densely packed, and the entrance could not be seen. Space-time reversal. If he could not see the entrance, he would make it himself. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Although the undead creatures were strong, they only retained their instincts. There was a certain gap between their strength and realm. With the space-time reversal, the densely packed undead creatures were moved out, creating a passage. The entrance was faintly discernible. Lin Fei moved over. Many thanks for opening a passage. I will go first. Dongfang Yijian took advantage of the situation and rushed in, leaving only his voice behind. F*CK, you're taking advantage of me. Lin Fei rushed into the 17th floor. He saw Dongfang Yijian surrounded by a group of undead creatures, both inside and outside. Within a radius of hundreds of thousands of miles, undead creatures were eyeing him covetously. As soon as Lin Fei entered, the undead creatures charged at him. He originally hoped to use space to escape, but now it seemed impossible. The entire area was occupied by the undead creatures, on the ground and in the sky. It was the same, airtight. Lin Fei couldn't help but curse. Wasn't this just fooling people into coming here to die? Seeing this scene, even he himself shuddered. This was definitely a huge pit, specially used to trap people. No matter how many came, they would all die. Kill, kill, kill! Not far away, Dongfang Yijian was engrossed in killing. Even though a large number of undead creatures were injured, it was difficult to kill them. Fortunately, he came in first and pulled away some of the hatred. Lin Fei rejoiced inwardly. Spatial storm. What Lin Fei needed to do now was to rush out. Hua, hua, hua! Lin Fei also entered the spatial storm, allowing it to sweep over him. His figure also entered the 10,000 layers of space, gradually concealing his aura. That guy must have escaped into the 10,000 layers of space. How shameless! Dongfang Yijian's pressure doubled. The undead creatures in the distance were all staring at him. He knew that guy wanted him to attract the undead creatures so that he could escape. However, he really had no way to stop him. He wasn't proficient in space, let alone chasing the opponent in the 10,000 layers of space. Sorry, I'll be leaving first. The spatial storm disappeared. After losing its aura, the undead creatures weren't interested in a spatial storm. Their attention was all on Dongfang Yijian. Lin Fei finally came out of the dark area. When he looked back, he couldn't help but wipe off his cold sweat. Fortunately, he was a dual bloodline user. Otherwise, he would really have fallen. Chapter 1885. It was a small trick on Dongfang Yijian. Lin Fei was in a good mood. You took advantage of me and attracted the firepower for yourself. It was quite a good deal. On the 17th floor, Lin Fei moved quickly. This floor is much smaller and the undead creatures are much stronger. There are intermediate ultimate god undead creatures appearing from time to time. They should be considered elite monsters. Lin Fei grew cautious as well. The danger on this level was even greater, and danger lurked everywhere. For example, Lin Fei was attacked by a towering tree earlier. He could not cut through the tough vines and had to spend a lot of effort to break free. For example, Lin Fei stopped on a barren hill. It's too dangerous here. I've been attacked by more than a dozen elite undead creatures in less than half a day. No wonder no one can come up here. Even if they come up, they might die here. Lin Fei did not dare to release his divine senses too far away and observed nearby. Is that the immortal tree? When Lin Fei searched with his divine senses, he accidentally found an immortal tree growing on a piece of land under the barren hill. It's too big. On the desolate plains, the undying trees were so tall that they towered into the sky. Their branches were luxuriant and their leaves were luxuriant. One of them was comparable to a dozen others. Just the height of the trees alone was no less than a few hundred zhang, almost 700 zhang. The undying trees from before were at most 100 zhang or 150 zhang. There are at least 10 to 20,000 abyssal immortal fruits on the tree. Lin Fei shifted his gaze again and noticed the abyssal immortal fruits hanging on the immortal tree. There were so many of them. Lin Fei squinted his eyes and smiled if he could pick the one in front of him. It's so big and the undead creature guarding it is even more terrifying. It must be an elite monster. It'll be troublesome to deal with it. Intermediate Ultimate God had 17 lives. No matter which one it was, it would be stressful. Lin Fei also felt the pressure. It'll be much easier to deal with it if my time bloodline improves and I can cultivate Time Storm. Bam bam bam. Next to the undying tree, a colossal creature was launching a fierce attack, blocking the spatial and time energy attack. This won't do. These undead creatures aren't affected. My spatial power and time power can only produce 20% of their effects. Lin Fei kept retreating, leaving the area of effect. The undead creatures returned to the ground, and the scene became peaceful again. On the barren mountain, Lin Fei frowned. The undead below weren't easy to deal with. In the short exchange, Lin Fei could not come up with a workable solution. However, Lin Fei was unwilling to give up on the tens of thousands of immortal abyssal fruit. This thing was related to his future advancement, so he had to get his hands on it. Even experts have their days of headaches. A figure flew over from afar. Just as the voice arrived, the person also appeared on a barren mountain not far away. The distance between the two of them was only about 10,000 miles. This person was naturally Dongfang Yijian. He appeared to be in a very sorry state, and there was blood at the corner of his mouth. It was obvious that he had suffered quite a bit in that area. "You're not the same," Lin Fei ridiculed. "You're more powerful than I thought. You can even come out from there." At the mention of this, Dongfang Yijian became angry. Anger appeared on his arrogant face. "It's all because of you. If you hadn't attracted those undead creatures, I would have escaped long ago," Lin Fei said, "but you shouldn't have rushed in first when I activated the spatial reversal. You deserved it. You should have followed behind me. Maybe I'm the one having a headache now." Dongfang Yijian really didn't know how to refute this. Just like what he said, he had taken advantage of the situation, but in the end, he had attracted the undead creatures. What was this? "Humph, I can only say that you're very shameless," Dongfang Yijian snorted. Lin Fei suddenly laughed. "You didn't go find your immortal abyssal fruits, but came to find me. Don't tell me you came to say this? If that's the case, you can leave now." Dongfang Yijian really wanted to leave. However, he didn't dare to leave. This time, there was no one else on the 17th floor except for him. The people from the 10 great clans were on the 16th floor. Fortunately, they didn't come down together. Millions of undead creatures were enough to drown them. Even the arrogant Dongfang Yijian had to accept reality on the 17th floor. There were many immortal abyssal fruits on this floor. It was a family secret. The undead creatures guarding the surroundings were also extremely powerful. He could fight against a middle-level ultimate god, but he was only at the early level. He was almost seriously injured by the undead creatures several times. Dongfang Yijian had no choice but to leave. It was very difficult for him to obtain the immortal abyssal fruits by himself. Therefore, he thought of someone, Lin Fei. "Why do you want to leave?" Dongfang Yijian said. "Why don't we be frank? There are only the two of us on this floor. Everyone's goal is the same, to collect the immortal abyssal fruit. If it's a one-on-one fight, none of us will lose. Why don't we cooperate?" In fact, Lin Fei had sharply guessed the purpose of Dongfang Yijian's appearance. What else could it be other than the immortal abyssal fruits? Spar? Impossible. Only a fool would spar here. It would be troublesome if the undead creatures surrounded them. "Great," Lin Fei said straightforwardly. "We can cooperate, but how do we split it?" Lin Fei was not a pedantic person. It would be beneficial for everyone if they cooperated. "Let's split it 50-50. Dongfang Yijian did not plan to take advantage. There was no need for that. This is my bottom line. 50%? Lin Fei was not satisfied and shook his head. Forget about 50%. If you want to cooperate, I need at least 70%. Dongfang Yijian's proposal of 50-50 was already a big concession. Who would have thought that this guy would demand an exorbitant price of 70%? It was simply unacceptable. 70% is impossible. Dongfang Yijian shook his head. Lin Fei said confidently, "Why is it impossible? The undead creatures guarding this floor are the elites of the elites. With 17 lives, it would be difficult for you or me to deal with them. If we cooperate, I will attract the undead creatures while you rely on your speed to collect the immortal abyssal fruit. Who do you think will be under more pressure? If you are willing to resist the undead creatures, I am willing to take 30%. Dongfang Yijian cursed in his heart. If I could fight a protracted battle, why would I look for you? I would have done it myself long ago. Elite undead creatures like the undead creatures had strong defense and 17 lives. Dongfang Yijian would not be able to seriously injure them. What Lin Fei said was right. Only he could attract the undead creatures. 70% was not excessive. Dongfang Yijian was not willing to give up 70%, but he could not think of a better way. 30% was already a pretty good result. Chapter 1886. Lin Fei and Dongfang Yijian worked together for the first time. This was something that could not be helped. If they did not work together, it would be very troublesome for them to pick the immortal fruits, and the efficiency would be very low. Lin Fei was the main force, attracting the guardian undead creatures. He used his space and time powers, slashing at the undead creatures, thoroughly provoking them. Dongfang Yijian, you can start now. Once the guardian undead creatures were stalled, Lin Fei let Dongfang Yijian attack. Unlimited speed. Dongfang Yijian was very conceited, and never thought of cheating others. The immortal fruits were very important, and they could not afford to lose anything. As the pride of his family and the pride of Hell World, he knew the situation in Hell World. With the two of them working together, collecting the immortal fruits became much easier. Dongfang Yijian was also convinced. He did not have the ability to stall the guardian undead creatures. Only this guy in front of him could do it so easily, even though he was very unhappy with this guy. After harvesting, the two of them retreated, leaving the guardian undead creatures to roar behind them. It's a pleasure working together for the first time. The one who spoke was Dongfang Yijian. This time, they had collected a total of 1873 abyssal immortal fruit. Dongfang Yijian could also obtain about 4,000 abyssal immortal fruit. This was a great harvest. Can we continue? Dongfang Yijian said. Of course, I'm just afraid you can't hold on. In the following time, the two of them continued to sweep the immortal fruits on the 17th floor. Dongfang Yijian also realized that he was very lucky to have such a partner. Unfortunately, his family could not give birth to a space or time bloodline. If the family could give birth to such a person, the next time the abyss opened, the Dongfang family would obtain unimaginable benefits. One by one, the immortal trees were plucked clean. Similarly, the undead creatures on this floor also went crazy. The two of them kept encountering undead creatures, and each time, they chose to leave instead of fighting. There was no need for that. The two of them collected more and more immortal fruit. Dongfang Yijian had obtained more than 70,000 immortal fruits, and they were all obtained on this floor. Lin Fei, needless to say, had obtained 210,000 immortal fruit. Adding the previous immortal fruits, he had a terrifying number of 300,000. The two of them continued to sweep for a month. They spent every day in danger, clearing out all 17 levels of the abyssal undying fruit. There were some particularly dangerous levels that they did not go to, but they were still very satisfied. I can finally take a break. Dongfang Yijian was still as conceited as ever. This past month, he was unbearably tired, and there was a hint of exhaustion between his brows. Not far away, Lin Fei was the same. This floor is indeed dangerous. Even a perfect combination like us feels great pressure, let alone the others. Lin Fei sighed. You've also gotten some benefits. 30% is enough for you to report back. Dongfang Yijian was also very clear that without Di Tian's help, he could forget about obtaining 130,000 abyssal immortal fruit. He refused to admit defeat. I only have 30%, but you have 70%. Furthermore, I believe that news of you has already spread. Whether or not you can take away the abyssal immortal fruits is still unknown. Lin Fei smiled. That has nothing to do with you. Humph. Dongfang Yijian harumph. Lin Fei had about 500,000 abyssal immortal fruits in his hands. This was a bargaining chip for future negotiations. It shouldn't be difficult to exchange them for 100 hierarch-ranked godheads. Currently, on the 17th floor, other than a few dangerous places, there are no abyssal immortal fruit. Even if there are, it will be very dangerous. I plan to go to the last floor. On the 17th floor, Lin Fei did not find any clues about the godheads. This was really hard to find. Lin Fei decided to go to the next floor. You want to go to the 18th floor? Dongfang Yijian asked in surprise. And it's not easy to come here, I have to go take a look. Lin Fei said. Are you not interested? Or are you afraid? Dongfang Yijian said. It's useless to try to provoke me. The 18th floor is not a tiger's den. If you dare to go, so do I. Moreover, I will be the first person in the family to reach the 18th floor. The two of them found the entrance to the 18th floor. Millions of li away, it was a vast expanse of darkness, with almost no gaps. If it wasn't for the fact that they knew where they were, they would have thought they came to the wrong place. Roar, roar, roar. As the two of them approached the periphery, the swarm of undead creatures swarmed over. The sight of it made one's scalp tingle. What a terrifying entrance! It is indeed terrifying. The two of them were shocked once again. They despised the God Emperor for doing nothing but creating such a scene. Wasn't it just to torment people? I'll go first. Let's meet up on the 18th floor. Dongfang Yijian shot out, instantly activating his unlimited speed. Sword light danced, forcibly tearing open a hole, sending broken limbs flying. Lin Fei was not slow either, directly activating his invincible defense. With so many undead creatures attacking him, it was already difficult enough, not to mention the number of undead creatures here. A single attack from them was enough to kill him. Lin Fei had his invincible defense, and he also used the River of Time, smashing through layer after layer. However, he still could not stop the undead creature's attack. Almost at every moment, he was attacked. The most terrifying thing was that the space here was sealed, leaving only the outer layer. The power of the space bloodline was greatly suppressed. Hua, hua, hua. His divine power was constantly being consumed. Lin Fei rushed in for tens of thousands of miles, but Dongfang Yijian was much faster. He had the advantage of speed, but it was still very strenuous. The next few 100,000 miles would not be so easy. I have to rush in even if I have to. Lin Fei used his physical body to knock the undead creatures away one by one. He did not care about the attacks and just kept rushing forward. This is too crazy. What kind of treasure is he wearing? Lin Fei quickly surpassed Dongfang Yijian, causing Dongfang Yijian to gasp. Even the divinity battle armor might not be able to withstand the attack. For example, Dongfang Yijian was wearing a low-level divinity battle armor. It was also provided by his family for this trip to the abyssal hell. Even with the divinity battle armor, Dongfang Yijian was still very tired. After another 50,000 miles, he had consumed more than half of his divine power. When he was about 200,000 miles away, he had no choice but to take out the spatial teleportation talisman and teleport back. I can't hold it anymore. I can't hold it anymore. That kid might not be able to. With this thought in mind, Dongfang Yijian disappeared in front of the undead creatures. He's gone. Lin Fei immediately noticed Dongfang Yijian's aura disappearing. Chapter 1887. At this time, in the outside world, Hell World, in the mysterious mountain range, the 10 great families and the big shots of the Hell Alliance were all here. Since a few days ago, the geniuses of the 10 great families had returned in a sorry state and brought back bad news, causing everyone to be shrouded in a layer of shadow. An outsider had impersonated someone from the Hell World and entered the Abyss Hell, obtaining a large number of Abyss Undying fruit. When this news spread among the higher-ups, everyone felt uncomfortable. Each family didn't bring back many Abyss Undying fruit. Each family didn't bring back more than 3,000 Abyss Undying fruit. This result was very difficult for them to accept. These days, the 10 great families and the big shots of the Hell Alliance were very anxious. This time, when the Abyss Hell opened, they still hoped to rely on the Abyss Undying fruits to create a group of divine venerable experts to increase the strength of the Hell World. Now that the 6 subworlds had appeared, the future was constantly changing. The 10 great families were also under pressure. After the geniuses of the families returned one by one, Wang Ming and Mu Cheng also returned from the Abyss Hell. As soon as they returned, they were taken away by the big shots of their respective families. Everyone knew that they wanted to know where that person came from and wanted to get more information. The big shots were unwilling. This was related to the strength of the families in the future. They forced the 2 families to hand over the person and interrogate him. They learned from the geniuses that the 2 of them had a good relationship with that person and had even been following him. Wang Ming and Mu Qing had never seen these big shots before. Fortunately, they also went all out. They braced themselves and said that they were Di Tian's agent. They told everyone that he wanted to sell the Abyss Undying fruits in his hands. When these words came out, everyone was very angry. He snatched their Abyss Undying fruits and dared to sell them. Didn't he see where this was? Wang Ming and Mu Qing were imprisoned. Sell? That kid really didn't want his life. Every big shot would do this. As long as that guy came out, the Abyss Undying fruits would fall into their hands again. Agent, haha. It was simply a big joke. Not long after, Dongfang Yijian returned. Dongfang Yijian's status was much higher than ordinary geniuses. The big shots immediately summoned Dongfang Yijian to know the situation. That person is called Di Tian. His origin is unknown. He is very strong. I can't defeat him. Dongfang Yijian didn't mention that he went to the 17th floor. He only mentioned that after a battle, he chose to leave. He handed over the abyssal undying fruits he had obtained, a total of 10,000 abyssal undying fruit. Di Tian? Immediately, a big shot arranged for people to investigate this person. Who exactly was he that dared to snatch food in their territory? As for the fact that Di Tian was able to suppress Dongfang Yijian and not lose in the end, they were all secretly shocked. Dongfang Yijian had grasped the limitless speed, and there were not many geniuses in the infernal realm who could be his match. This Di Tian was quite capable. Dongfang family's temporary residence. In a Senfu. After Dongfang Yijian returned, he found the current head of the family, Dongfang Wen, who was his uncle. Uncle. Dongfang Wen had actually been waiting all this while. One sword, you're finally here. Ever since Dongfang Yijian returned, Dongfang Wen had been waiting for his nephew. Dongfang Wen was very fond of his nephew because he had practically raised him single-handedly since he was young. You did very well this time. Among the 10 great clans, our Dongfang clan has completed the mission this time. Dongfang Wen said with a smile, our position as one of the 10 great clans has stabilized once again. The 10 great clans were also ranked. The Dongfang family had always been the #1 family. This time, the Dongfang family had completed the Abyss Hell mission when the other clans were unable to complete it. It was equivalent to once again stabilizing their position as the #1 family. Actually, this time I relied on someone else's blessing. Dongfang Yijin said. At this time, there was no one else in the room except for Dongfang Wen. He hurriedly set up a layer of formation restrictions with the battle strength of a peak ultimate god. Other peak ultimate gods would not be able to see through it. You're talking about Di Tian? Dongfang Yijin nodded. Yes, it's this Di Tian. When I fought with him, I activated limitless speed 10 times, but I still couldn't defeat him. In the end, it was a tie. This Di Tian you're talking about is indeed not simple. Look, Dongfang Wen took out a jade slip. This is the news that just came. It's all about Di Tian. Dongfang Yijin also wanted to know Di Tian's origin. Someone from the mysterious sky world? As soon as he saw the words mysterious sky world, Dongfang Yijin was shocked. How is this possible? The mysterious sky world was one of the strongest worlds back then. Later on, the mysterious sky divine emperor fell and the world was also suppressed. In the end, it was occupied by the 8 great divine emperors. How could such an expert appear? Continue reading. Dongfang Yijin continued reading. The more he read, the calmer he became. In the past 100 years, the #1 expert in the mysterious sky world? Dongfang Yijin sucked in a breath of cold air. No matter if this title was true or false, to be called the #1 expert, it was most likely not far from the truth. I believe that now, everyone knows about Di Tian's background. Dongfang Wen said, this child is extremely ferocious. The sects that the 8 great divine emperors left in the mysterious sky world were also swept away by him. Now, the people of the 8 great sects dare not be arrogant in front of Di Tian. Moreover, Di Tian personally went up to the upper realm and killed millions of divine king expert. In the end, even the hierarch experts were helpless against him. Dongfang Yijin had always thought that he was very strong. However, after reading the information, he felt that he couldn't do it to Di Tian's level. This guy has guts. Dongfang Yijin felt a wave of powerlessness, but soon returned to normal. However, when I advance to the hierarch realm, ordinary low-level hierarchs won't be my opponent. Dongfang Wen was very satisfied that his nephew wasn't scared by Di Tian. It's good that you have such thoughts. Although Di Tian is strong, you aren't weak either. In the future, you will have the opportunity to reach a higher realm. In the future, the Dongfang family will rely on you. I know. Dongfang Yijin had long been considered to have the potential to become a god emperor. In the future, he would be able to open his own world and even establish an imperial dynasty. Uncle, this is the abyss undying fruit that I brought back this time. Dongfang Yijin took out the rest of the abyss undying fruit. There were tens of thousands of them, which gave Dongfang Wen a shock. Where did you get them from? I cooperated with Di Tian and entered the 17th floor. This is just a small part. That guy has a large amount of abyss undying fruit, no less than 400,000. Dongfang Wen stood up. Are you sure that there are 400,000? Yes, I cooperated with him and took 30%. Chapter 1888. Lin Fei had no idea that he had become famous in the infernal realm. At this moment, he was constantly moving forward. Millions of undead creatures were charging at him. The distance of 1,000,000 miles seemed to have become a chasm that couldn't be crossed. 500,000 miles left. Lin Fei continuously circulated the power of time and the power of space. His mastery of these 2 attacks had reached the point of perfection. This could be considered a huge improvement. No matter who saw this scene, they would be shocked. No one would offend such an existence for no reason. Lin Fei was looking forward to the 18th floor. To set up such an obstacle in order to test someone, it wasn't something an ordinary person could deal with. This also proved that the 18th floor was different. 400,000 miles. 300,000 miles. 200,000 miles. 500,000 miles. Lin Fei was getting closer and closer to the entrance. The undead creatures here were piled up together, with almost no space to move. Bang bang bang! The river of time swept over, knocking the undead creatures away. Lin Fei rushed forward. The closer he got to the entrance, the more pressure Lin Fei felt. If not for his invincible defense, he probably wouldn't have been able to hold on at 500,000 miles. It could be said that right now, Lin Fei was being attacked at every second. One could suppress a portion of the undead creature's attacks, but not the others. Dongfang Yijian was powerful, but he couldn't stop the continuous attacks. Soon, the entrance appeared before Lin Fei's eyes. Lin Fei's river of time swung and swept, and space-time reversed, tearing open a gap. This is the time. Taking advantage of the only opportunity, Lin Fei rushed in. 18th floor, I'm coming. With a flash, Lin Fei disappeared into the entrance. Worried that entering the 18th floor would be the same as the previous floors, Lin Fei had already made preparations. There's actually nothing. His vision changed, and Lin Fei found himself standing in the sky of the 18th floor. It was the same as the previous floors. The only thing missing was the horde of fearful undead creatures. Did I come to the wrong place? For a moment, Lin Fei suspected that he had come to the wrong place. This was different from what he had imagined. For the time being, he did not sense any danger. This was inconceivable to Lin Fei. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. Just as Lin Fei was feeling puzzled in the void in front of him, the space twisted violently. Specks of light appeared and gathered together. A moment later, a middle-aged man wearing a Taoist robe appeared in front of Lin Fei. Welcome, lucky lad. Lin Fei was on guard. Who are you? A trace of joy appeared in his heart. It seemed like he had encountered a good thing. That was how the script was written. Lin Fei had seen similar situations several times. It was hard not to be suspicious. I am the Cerberus of the 18 layers of hell. The middle-aged Cerberus said, You're the 4th lucky person to enter, so you must be very puzzled right now. Come with me. The 4th one? Not the 1st? Lin Fei was shocked. Entering from the 17th floor to the 18th floor was not an ordinary difficulty. He had used the power of time and space together and activated his invincible defense, but someone else had also entered. The 18th floor was not big. It was smaller than imagined. It could not be compared to the previous floors. It was very quiet here. There were no undead creatures. Lin Fei did not dare to let his guard down. A Cerberus had appeared out of nowhere. It was necessary to be vigilant. So many abyssal immortal fruits? Following the middle-aged Cerberus, Lin Fei soon discovered many immortal trees. They were full of abyssal immortal fruit. In terms of quality, they were several times better than the previous ones. Master moved them in from the outer world. These are the best ones. The middle-aged Cerberus said, You can take them all when you leave later. That's great. Lin Fei was very surprised. Roughly counting, there were many abyssal immortal fruits here. Moreover, the higher the quality, the better the effect. Not long after, a lonely mountain appeared in front of him. There was nothing around this mountain. Apart from this mountain, there was nothing else. The middle-aged Cerberus brought Lin Fei to the peak of the mountain. There was a grand palace on the mountain peak. It exuded an ancient and distant aura, and it even faintly exuded a trace of domineering aura. Boom! The door opened. The middle-aged Cerberus opened the door and walked in first. Lin Fei carefully followed. The inside of the palace was very glorious. Lin Fei could even see that many of the things here were refined with special materials. If any of them were placed outside, it would probably attract a fight. His breathing quickened. You'll know once you open this door. The middle-aged Cerberus stopped in front of a door and said, I'll go in? Lin Fei asked. Yes, go in yourself. The middle-aged Cerberus said, You'll know everything once you go in. Lin Fei was not a timid person. With an invincible defense, he would dare to go in no matter how dangerous it was. He already had a vague idea of what was inside. Boom! Lin Fei pushed the door with both hands. The tightly shut door opened with a bang. Lin Fei stepped in and the door behind him closed again. With this step, Lin Fei was instantly in a starry sky. The stars were dazzling and time flew. Scenes appeared in front of Lin Fei. A young man born in an aristocratic family, diligently trained, became famous in one world, and then went to another. He fought all kinds of battles and finally reached the peak of the world. Hell's divine emperor. Lin Fei sucked in a breath of cold air. Looking at the Hell's divine emperor standing at the peak with tens of thousands of people worshipping him below, anyone would feel a rush. When he entered, he had guessed that it would be this Hell's divine emperor. But seeing the process of him fighting with his own eyes, it was still very shocking. Then, the scene changed again. Lin Fei saw the Hell's divine emperor fighting with another group of god emperors. The process was very fast, and the movements were too fast to be seen. In the end, the scene became a blur. When he could see clearly again, it was the scene of the Abyss Hell. A group of people were killing undead creatures, and one of them won, making it all the way to the 18th floor. After that, this person became an existence worshipped by tens of thousands of people. This is the Massacre God Emperor. Lin Fei couldn't help but exclaim. There were currently 3 God Emperor experts in the Hell Realm, and the one with the glove was the Massacre God Emperor. It was said that using the glove to kill people was more enjoyable. This was also a God Emperor weapon, and it could be upgraded. In the future, it would become a weapon for God Emperors. Could it be that the Massacre God Emperor became a God Emperor because of this place? Lin Fei guessed. Then, the scene changed again. It was still the Abyss Hell, and the person was a young man in embroidered clothes. He used a long sword and also made it to the 18th floor. This is the Tianzi God Emperor. The scene changed again, and it was a young woman. Chapter 1889. There were currently 3 deity emperors in Hell World. As for their specific realm, it was hard to say. These 3 deity emperors were Massacre Deity Emperor, 100 Flowers Deity Emperor, and Tianzi Deity Emperor. Among them, Massacre Deity Emperor was the strongest. Seeing the 3 deity emperors in this starry sky, Lin Fei seemed to understand something. Perhaps their ascension to deity emperor was related to the 18th floor. Lin Fei once learned that the 3 deity emperors in Hell World had the fastest cultivation speed. There were almost no bottlenecks, and they became deity emperors after cultivating all the way. When the last image of 100 Flowers Deity Emperor ended, under the bright starry sky, an illusory voice could be heard. Lucky guy, you are the 4th person to come to the 18th floor. You should know who the first 3 are. A burly overlord walked out of the starry sky, exuding an endless domineering aura. His voice was loud and clear, like a big bell, echoing in Lin Fei's ears. Hell God Emperor. Other than the Hell God Emperor, there seemed to be no one else who could make Lin Fei feel fear. Even deity emperors did not give him such a terrifying aura. Far from it. That's right, I am the Hell God Emperor. To be able to see a God Emperor, Lin Fei was extremely shocked, especially in this place. Junior Lin Fei greets the God Emperor. Lin Fei said in a neither servile nor overbearing manner. To be able to become a God Emperor was one of the few top experts in this world. Even Lin Fei was a junior in front of the God Emperor. Even if he was facing a divine sense, he was still a God Emperor. You are very good, proficient in the power of space and time. Even though you are not from Hell World, you still made it to the 18th floor. Lin Fei listened quietly. At this moment, seeing the God Emperor, Lin Fei already knew what was going on. This place should be used by the Hell God Emperor to select people. Junior is indeed not from Hell World, but from Profound Sky World. Lin Fei said. Profound Sky, that person is not bad. The Hell God Emperor said, let me ask you, have the 6 subworlds appeared? You know a sky profound expert? Lin Fei was very clear that the profound sky that the Hell God Emperor mentioned should be the profound sky realm. The 6 subworlds have indeed appeared. The Hell God Emperor was silent for a moment, then he sighed. What will come will come. The 8 God Emperors of the divine world have not become God Emperors yet, right? Lin Fei was getting more and more shocked. It was rumored that the infernal God Emperor had already fallen, so how did he know about this situation? Could it be that he had already calculated this a long time ago? It was no wonder that Lin Fei would think so. Not yet. The Hell God Emperor suddenly said, Actually, you don't have to be confused. I'm indeed dead. This is just a strand of my consciousness. As for the appearance of the subworld, we already knew about it back then. I didn't expect that it would be so long before I woke up again. Instinctively, Lin Fei felt that there was a big secret hidden in this. Who exactly was the we he mentioned? Lin Fei was very interested in all of these. Although you are from the profound sky realm, I have a good relationship with the profound sky realm. Your aptitude is not bad. You are a double bloodline controller. Your future is limitless. The profound sky realm has produced a genius. Lin Fei could conclude that the infernal God Emperor had a good relationship with the profound sky realm. Originally, I wanted to take you as my disciple. Unfortunately, you are from the profound sky realm. The Hell God Emperor said, however, I have a good relationship with the profound sky realm. As a senior, I can't let you come here for nothing. How about this, you will be my nominal disciple. Slaughter, Tianxi, 100 Flowers, they will be your senior brothers. The Hell God Emperor did not ask for Lin Fei's consent and directly took Lin Fei as his nominal disciple. Lin Fei was stunned. He didn't even ask for my consent? The Hell Spirit will tell you the rest. The Hell God Emperor said again, This is your proof of identity. With this, they will recognize you. The starlight gathered and a token appeared in front of Lin Fei. On the front were the words Infernal and behind were the words Lin Fei. In the future, I will belong to the younger generation. Work hard. The Hell God Emperor left. Lin Fei blinked. F***ck, it's over just like that? Lin Fei had not digested it yet. His entire person disappeared under the starry sky. When he reappeared, he was already outside the door. Congratulations, young master. The middle-aged Hell Spirit smiled and cupped his hands. Lin Fei was completely baffled. Everything was fine, but he had suddenly become an in-name disciple of someone else. Furthermore, he even had 3 senior brothers. Young master, follow me. The middle-aged Hell Spirit brought Lin Fei to a palace. This is the scripture. The cultivation techniques that master has collected and left behind are all in here. Lin Fei did not have many cultivation techniques now, but he was not interested in ordinary ones. The cultivation techniques that the God Emperor had collected and left behind still piqued Lin Fei's interest. I'll go in and take a look. Lin Fei did not feel any aversion to becoming someone's nominal disciple. Wow, the lowest cultivation technique is an ultimate God-level cultivation technique. The palace was divided into many levels. The lowest level was an ultimate God-level cultivation technique. Lin Fei was no stranger to this. A good cultivation technique could allow one to cultivate to the ultimate God level in one go. The cultivation techniques in front of him were all good stuff. Lin Fei was not interested in them. In front of the Divine Emperor cultivation techniques, Lin Fei saw a large number of Divine Emperor cultivation techniques. Lin Fei did not have much interest in them. However, he also understood something. The 3 Divine Emperors must have learned the cultivation techniques here. Most importantly, there were those immortal abyss fruits, which were the fastest way to break through. Ultimate God and Divine Emperor cultivation techniques, Lin Fei temporarily put them aside. Lin Fei had to admit that the cultivation techniques collected by the God Emperor were very valuable. If any of them was passed down, it would not be difficult to cultivate to the ultimate God or Divine Emperor level. Even if one's talent was poor, it would be the same as long as they had enough time. However, it was not very attractive to Lin Fei. In terms of cultivation techniques, he could find many himself. He just wanted to find some suitable ones. He wanted to see the God Emperor cultivation technique, but it was sealed. Lin Fei could not enter and could not help but feel disappointed. Bloodline cultivation technique. Lin Fei suddenly saw a few words in the distance. He thought of something and quickly walked in. Fortunately, there was no seal. It is indeed a bloodline cultivation technique. To be more precise, it should be a controller cultivation technique. Earth controller. Ice controller. As long as one was a controller, there would be a cultivation technique left here. Lin Fei also saw the secret technique left behind by the time controller and was overjoyed. That's great! I've finally found the complete secret technique. Lin Fei had been looking for secret techniques related to the power of time. Unfortunately, there were very few of them in the mysterious sky world. As for the divine world, he had no intention of looking for it. In the mysterious sky world, he could not find it at all. Now, Lin Fei's use of the power of time was still at the most basic level. Chapter 1890. Lin Fei knew that he had obtained a huge fortuitous opportunity. Just for these complete cultivation techniques, as long as he raised the time bloodline, he could cultivate many techniques. Lin Fei even saw some big moves that were very powerful, but he couldn't cultivate them for now. Even ordinary secret arts and divine abilities opened Lin Fei's eyes. So the power of time could be used like this. This long time lock is a very good technique to trap people. It's more useful than any treasure. Lin Fei looked at them one by one. The more he looked, the more shocked he was. The time technique was too complete. It looked like it was self-contained and had no flaws. Could this be left behind by a time controller? Lin Fei asked. Whether it was or not, Lin Fei secretly recorded it with the system. The complete technique of space controller. Lin Fei recorded all the time techniques and then went straight for the complete space technique. Compared to what Lin Fei had learned, the spatial techniques here were much more complete. Among them were spatial slash, spatial explosion, and even spatial storm. The space storm here was much better than Lin Fei's own. I want this too. Lin Fei didn't want to enter a treasure mountain and return empty-handed. The complete space technique had to be recorded. What Lin Fei lacked now was the complete technique. Any powerful technique could actually be activated. The dense divine power was not an exaggeration. Recording the complete time and space technique. Lin Fei originally planned to stop and study the complete technique, but when he saw the complete techniques of the other controllers, he couldn't help but feel tempted. I can't let such a good opportunity go to waste. Lin Fei decided to record all the complete techniques of all the controllers. Otherwise, it would be a waste. Originally, Lin Fei was quite satisfied with the two bloodlines. But now that he thought about it, the two bloodlines were indeed powerful. Why couldn't they make him stronger? He had many bloodlines that he could refine. It shouldn't be a problem to refine a few more bloodlines, right? Lin Fei didn't have a big heart. It was just for his own safety. The more bloodline power, the better. Lin Fei recorded down all the techniques left behind here. Ordinary ultimate gods were not interested in them. All he had to do was record the technique of the controller. Lin Fei had also memorized dozens of complete bloodline technique. If these complete controller's techniques were taken out, it would definitely lead to a bloodbath. In the eyes of others, these techniques were priceless treasures. The complete controller technique was in Lin Fei's hands. With enough time, he could become a controller of one of the bloodlines. Since he couldn't go up, Lin Fei didn't plan on going up. Young master. When he came out, the middle-aged Cerberus was still there. I'm done, Lin Fei said. The middle-aged Cerberus didn't ask why he had come out so quickly. Young lord, do you need a place to cultivate? There's a time formation set up by the master here. The previous young lords all went to cultivate after coming out. There's such a good thing. Lin Fei's eyes lit up. If young lord needs to go there, This old servant will bring you there right away. The middle-aged Cerberus said. There's no rush. I'll pick the immortal abyss fruits first. Lin Fei wasn't in a hurry. He had been in the abyssal hell for a whole year this time. Not even half of it had passed. Picking the immortal abyss fruits was not as troublesome as Lin Fei imagined. Instead, it was very easy. At the middle-aged Cerberus's order, the immortal abyss fruits fell off automatically as if they had received the order. Then, according to the length of time, they separated into piles and appeared in front of Lin Fei. Young lord, it's done, the middle-aged Cerberus said. There's a total of 970,000 fruit. According to the time division, 10 primordials have 530,000 fruit. 50 primordials have. Lin Fei was completely relaxed now. He also knew that he had picked up a big bargain. The longer the immortal abyss fruits were, the more useful they were. For example, those harvested outside the 18th floor were basically just a few primordials with average effects. Only the immortal abyss fruits in the 18th floor were top-notch. I really need to make use of this year's time to cultivate a few powerful secret techniques and divine abilities. Lin Fei knew very well that these immortal abyss fruits were his next capital. He had to rely on them to advance to the ultimate god realm. By the way, I'd like to ask if there are any ultimate god divine cores in the 18th floor. This question had been bothering Lin Fei for a long time. He had to find out. Young lord, there are no ultimate god divine cores in this floor, the middle-aged Cerberus said. There used to be, but someone took them away. All right, take me to the time formation. When he saw the time formation, Lin Fei was shocked. The Hell God Emperor was really amazing. As a time controller, although he was not very powerful, he was still able to sense that the grand time formation was different from the others. Young lord, this grand time formation was personally set up by the Milord. One day here is 10 years inside. Young lord, you'll have over 1,000 years of cultivation time. Back in the day, your 3 elder brothers all went into secluded meditation here. Lin Fei finally understood why the 3 divine emperors had made breakthroughs so quickly. The time formation played a huge role here. After more than 1,000 years, coupled with the immortal fruit of the abyss, it would be difficult for him not to improve his strength by constantly taking elixirs. It would be easy for him to break through to the ultimate god realm. Even the high-level ultimate god realm and the peak ultimate god realm would not be difficult. Lin Fei directly entered the time formation to cultivate. First of all, he cultivated secret techniques and divine abilities, such as those related to time and space. With over 1 million immortal abyssal fruits on him, he was like a walking gold ingot. Anyone who knew about it would want to take a bite out of it. He had to take advantage of the next 1,000 years to increase his strength to an extremely powerful level. With the help of the system, Lin Fei had almost no problem cultivating those secret techniques and divine abilities. Apart from the godly venerable realms time and space techniques, Lin Fei was able to cultivate all the techniques within the godly king realm. Lin Fei was also secretly trying to activate secret techniques and divine abilities of a higher level. Unfortunately, after trying several times, he was unable to activate them and was firmly restricted. Lin Fei's strength had improved a lot just by recultivating the space and time technique. However, it was far from enough in his opinion, as he needed to continue to improve his strength. He had to start with the bloodline. That seemed to be the best way to improve his strength. Lin Fei had his own ideas in his mind. If there was a chance of success, he would be really relaxed in the future. Little devil, come out quickly. Chapter 1891. While Lin Fei was improving his strength, in the infernal realm, within a mountain range, the 10 great families, including the Infernal Realm Alliance, were all waiting for one person. This person was Di Tian. After the 6 subworlds were connected, news began to circulate. The various chambers of commerce began to move, and various branches of the chambers of commerce sprung up like bamboo shoots after a spring rain. Buying and selling information had become a very normal thing. The name Dition wasn't hard to find out. After learning this person's name from Wang Ming and Mu Qing, the higher-ups began to arrange people to go out and inquire about the news. Soon, the news came out. As soon as the news spread, the 10 great clans and the Hellish Hell Alliance were shocked, and many of them doubted that the news was accurate. The suspected number 1 expert in the profound sky world? The information was all about Dition from 100 years ago. There were many secrets, such as how Dition single-handedly killed the leaders of the 8 great sections. Most importantly, Dition wasn't even 500 years old yet. How terrifying was that? The information only recorded the speed of the other party's rise. 100 years ago, in the profound sky world, Dition had vaguely become the number 1 expert. Even if he wasn't, his strength was still extremely strong. The fact that he was a dual bloodline controller had shocked them once again. With these 2 extremely rare bloodlines, it was possible for him to be the strongest in the profound sky world. After all, although that fellow had not reached the ultimate god realm, his strength was at least comparable to a low-level ultimate god with his space and time bloodlines. Even if he encountered a mid-level ultimate god, he would be helpless. There might be a chance to defeat him if it was a high-level ultimate god, but there was no guarantee. From this, one could see how strong Dition was. The people from the 10 great clans and the Hellish Alliance were all mobilized. They sealed the exit and set up layers of formations, waiting for Dition to come out. The big shots wanted to capture Dition even more, because everyone wanted to know what was on the 18th floor. From the time the infernal god emperor created the abyssal hell, only 3 people had managed to reach the 18th level, and these 3 people were already the top existences in the infernal world. Many people said that there were great fortuitous opportunities on the 18th floor. However, no one knew what kind of opportunity it was. If you asked the 3 top-notch existences, they might just slap you to death. Half a year was not a long time. The 10 great clans and the Infernal Hell Alliance were in no hurry. Soon, most of the people inside had come out. The statistics for the immortal abyss fruits were also out. Seeing this number, everyone was dumbfounded. They wondered if this number was real. A total of 150,000 abyssal immortal fruit. Are you kidding me? Where are the immortal fruits from the abyss? When they saw this number, they hated Dition again. The last time the abyssal hell opened, a total of 500,000 immortal abyssal fruits had been collected. Now there were only 150,000 of them, which was about 1/3 of the previous number. Everyone was unhappy. The abyssal immortal fruit determined the development of the infernal realm. It wasn't easy for him to obtain one. If he didn't have enough abyssal immortal fruits, he might be greatly suppressed in the days to come. In addition to the birth of 6 subworlds, there was also the god realm that was pressing down on them. For now it was still fine. The suppression from the power of the heavenly Tao was still there. However, the suppression of the heavenly Tao was gradually fading away. As time went on, the final barrier would vanish, and everyone's protection would truly vanish. When that time came, war was inevitable. Before that, they had to obtain more immortal abyssal fruits as soon as possible to improve the overall strength of the Hell World. They hoped that Dition would come out. What they didn't want the most was to see Dition die in the abyss of hell. The consequences were unimaginable. At this moment, Lin Fei was still in the time grand array. In the blink of an eye, 800 to 900 years passed. Inside the time grand array, the 18 primordial chaos clones were all sitting together. Lin Fei's main body was in the middle. At this moment, the 18 primordial chaos clones' auras had reached their peak. If someone came to see, they would be shocked. 18 peak God King experts. After consuming a large number of God sparks, Lin Fei finally raised the 18 primordial chaos clones to the limit. Any one of these primordial chaos clones could defeat an ordinary peak God King. Of course, they were only peak God Kings. Lin Fei wasn't satisfied with this. It wasn't like there weren't 18 clones that cultivated to the peak God-King level. Lin Fei wouldn't be the first. Lin Fei naturally hoped that the clones were stronger. So, after Lin Fei had the system analyze it, he went through a series of experiments. After 50 years, he finally achieved what he wanted. He let the 18 primordial chaos clones cultivate their bloodline power. That's right, that was Lin Fei's idea. It was also a way to quickly improve his strength. In that way, the clone's strength would increase a lot and surpass peak God-King experts of the same realm. They could even fight against ultimate God experts, making Lin Fei invincible. Lin Fei was the only one who could do that. 18 clones, 18 bloodline powers. Even a low-level ultimate God wouldn't be able to take advantage of me. Lin Fei looked at the circle of clones and was elated. Lin Fei had put in a lot of effort to find the most compatible bloodlines. He did not cultivate any other bloodlines. His time and space bloodlines were enough to deal with everything. Lin Fei did not cultivate any other bloodlines. The only thing that troubled Lin Fei was that the clones needed more divine power. It was like having 18 children who wanted to eat meat the moment they opened their mouth. It was not easy to feed them. On the other hand, as long as Lin Fei had enough divine power, the 18 clones could fight for a long time. Once the 18 clones improved their bloodline power to peak God-King realm, it would be Lin Fei's biggest guarantee. At the same time, they would also be the 18 controllers. Cultivate, cultivate, cultivate. Lin Fei took out more bloodline power and looked at the 18 clones with a silly smile. Another 600 years passed in the blink of an eye. Almost there. The aura of the 18 clones became stronger. The bloodline power was raised to the limit. At this point, it was almost there. Another 30 years passed, and the 18 doppelgangers finally absorbed enough bloodline power. There was no longer a need to absorb any more, and Lin Fei continued to transfer the complete controller cultivation method to them. In the time formation, the 18 clones kept practicing secret techniques and divine powers without any hindrance. People would be dumbfounded if they knew about it. It was faster than riding a rocket. More than 200 years passed. Lin Fei stayed in the abyss hell for a year. Chapter 1892. That day was the last day. In the infernal world, on the mountain plaza leading to the abyss of hell. The disciples who could have come to watch were all invited outside, except for some geniuses who stayed behind. However, the plaza was filled with an oppressive atmosphere. No one dared to underestimate the title of the mysterious heavenly world's #1 expert. He was a bold and ferocious guy who even dared to go to the divine world alone. Tion had become more and more terrifying in their eyes as they gathered more information about him. It would not be a problem for him to become a ferocious ultimate god in the future if he was allowed to continue growing. Becoming a god emperor was another matter altogether. The array formations and restrictions on the plaza had all been activated. That was the first wave of attacks. The person who set up the formations was an ultimate god expert and the #1 formation master in the infernal world. One after another, continuous attacks were launched to exhaust the opponent's divine power. Through the collected information, everyone knew that Tion's combat power was exceptionally strong. Why was his combat power so strong? The most important aspect was that he had a strong divine power. That was the most important thing. Cultivation techniques were the second most important. They would first exhaust Tion's divine power before taking action. They would gain the upper hand, and it would be much easier to take down Tion as long as Tion did not die in the abyss of hell. To deal with Tion, the 10 great clans and the Infernal Alliance had sent people. No one dared to ignore Tion, who had 400,000 to 500,000 abyss immortal fruit. They dared to take action even if they were bullying the weak. It concerned the future status of the infernal world. There were ultimate gods guarding every direction at the exit. Although they were low-level ultimate gods, it was enough to stop Tion. There were more than a dozen ultimate gods around the exit, all of whom were low-level ultimate gods. There were also more than a dozen mid-level ultimate gods guarding the periphery of the low-level ultimate god. Finally, there were high-level ultimate gods guarding. It was a heavy blockade. Even if Dtion was the #1 expert in the mysterious heavenly world, his strength would not be that strong after 100 years. Those people were enough to take down Dtion. Dongfang Yijian stood behind his uncle with his eyes fixed on the exit. Dongfang Yijian admired that guy who could stop his unlimited speed. There were only a handful of people in the infernal world who could stop his unlimited speed of 10 times. Unfortunately, this fellow was going to suffer a setback today. The gathering of godly venerable experts was something to be proud of. Dongfang Yijian would not show any mercy, but it was a pity that he could not defeat Dtion with his own hands. He was about to ascend to the hierarch realm. At that time, he would be able to defeat Dtion easily with his unlimited speed. Uncle, even you don't know what's on the 18th floor? Dongfang Wen stood ramrod straight like a mountain. He said indifferently, it should be a fortuitous encounter. If you cooperate with that Dtion, perhaps you will be able to enter. Dongfang Wen secretly felt that it was a pity that his nephew had almost entered the 18th floor. Once they entered, it would be a chance to ascend to the heavens in a single bound. What a pity, what a pity! Opportunity! Dongfang Yijian looked at the exit. Uncle, I don't need any opportunities. Sooner or later, I will become the strongest person in the infernal world. Dongfang Wen laughed. Well said. Your bloodline power is the supreme, infinite speed. When you become an ultimate god expert, even a mid-level ultimate god is no match for you. In the future, you'll be famous in the infernal world and even the entire world. Our Dongfang clan will be proud of you. Time ticked by. There was only an hour left before the abyssal hell closed. Once the place was closed, the people inside would not be able to come out. It was even more impossible to search for them. Even if they knew that the abyssal hell was hidden in the spatial node, no one would be able to find it. Everyone kept their eyes on the exit and dared not leave for even a moment. As the time approached, everyone's hearts were in their throats. They had never hoped that someone would not die in the abyssal hell. In fact, they all had the same thought. Everyone hoped that the 1 hour would be extended indefinitely. As long as there was time, they still had hope. If the person did not come out, their efforts would be in vain. The entire infernal world's strength would also be affected and would be suppressed in the future 6 child realms. The time was almost up. Many big shots were dejected as they had suffered a huge blow. From their point of view, Dtion was basically dead inside if he did not come out at this time. There should be no other outcome other than that. Whoosh! Just when they were in complete despair, a black figure rushed out and triggered the restrictive formation set up by an ultimate god expert. He's out! It's Dtion. Great! The restrictive formation was activated. Boom! Boom! The attacks continued to rumble. F***ck, these people are shameless. As soon as he came out, Lin Fei was attacked by the restrictive formation. The attacks were very strong and had surpassed a peak Divine King expert's attack with the combat power of a low-level ultimate god. As soon as Dtion fell into the restrictive formation, an ultimate god expert appeared with a proud look on his face. He was the person who set up the restrictive formation, Ultimate God Luo Xian. Ultimate God Luo Xian was an expert in restrictive formation. Although his combat power was not strong, no one would underestimate his strength. He could set up a formation in the void and kill people in the blink of an eye. Dtion, stop struggling. You've fallen into my formation. Once this formation is activated, there will be a chain reaction of tens of thousands of formations. You'll fall into an endless attack. Ultimate God Luo Xian said proudly. He had put in a lot of effort to deal with Dtion and naturally wanted to show off. The other big shots also turned their attention to Dtion at this moment. Young. He was ridiculously young. Such a person was the number one expert in the mysterious heavens world? In the blink of an eye, their attention was focused on the abyssal immortal fruit on Dtion and the secret of the 18th floor. You set up this restrictive formation? Ultimate God Luoxian smiled. That's right. I set it up. I'm the number one formation grandmaster in the underworld. Do you think you still have a chance to leave? Lin Fei said disdainfully. You want to trap me with your restrictive formation? Whoosh! A long spear suddenly appeared and stabbed Ultimate God Luo Xian's chest fiercely, sending him flying and crashing into a mountain in the distance. Hee, so this is an ultimate god. Lin Fei laughed. The people guarding outside narrowed their eyes and went on alert. Be careful, he knows spatial power. Someone immediately reminded everyone to be alert. Spatial power was illusory and omnipresent, making it difficult to guard against. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. Chapter 1893. No one expected Lin Fei, who was trapped in the restrictive formation, to make a move. He sent the defenseless ultimate god Luo Xian flying with one strike. After a moment of absent-mindedness, everyone came to their senses. Dtion was the number one expert in the mysterious heavens world with both the time and space bloodlines. It was normal for him to attack from a distance. Dtion's danger made everyone take it seriously. The number one expert in the mysterious heavens world deserved his title. It was not easy for him to send Ultimate God Luo Xian flying with one strike even though Ultimate God Luo Xian was only a mid-level Ultimate God. What was even more unexpected was that Dtion did not stop attacking after sending Ultimate God Luo Xian flying with one strike. Each strike was aimed at the low-level Ultimate Gods. Although they were on guard, it was too late for them to resist. The strangeness of the space power was also revealed at that moment. Bang bang bang! More than a dozen low-level Ultimate Gods were sent flying. Lin Fei waved his hand and activated his time power. The attacks that were coming at him stopped and floated in the air, moving with a weak trace. Haha, you want to take me down with just these people? The battle was too fast. They thought they could deal with Dtion but realized that he was not that easy to deal with. The strange and unpredictable space power was not easy to deal with. It was also a headache to resist, not to mention Dtion had mastered time power. I have to thank you for helping me set up a restrictive formation. You must have paid a lot for this formation. Lin Fei smiled happily. The number one formation grandmaster was indeed famous. Kid, I'll make you wish you were dead. Ultimate God Luo Xian had been famous for a long time and was sent flying with one strike. Although his injury was not serious, he could not take it lying down and flew back to activate the restrictive formation. The restrictive formation once again launched a fierce attack. The formation was set up by Luo Xian and he had complete control over it. It was previously passive, but now that he was personally controlling it, its power was even more extraordinary. Go back to where you came from. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Lin Fei attacked again with his spear. Do you think I won't be prepared? Hierarch Luo Xian sneered. With a wave of his hand, he summoned 6 shields that surrounded him. He did not dare to underestimate Dtion's attack. With the protection of the shields, he was not afraid of Dtion's attack. Whoosh! The spear transformed into a long rope. With 3 swishing sounds, it wrapped itself around Hierarch Luo Xian's body tightly. Hierarch Luo Xian could not move at all. Let me go. Hierarch Luo Xian kept struggling but was unable to break free. You don't want to deal with me but your strength. The ultimate gods outside were dumbfounded. Quickly go and save the martial grandmaster. We can't let anything happen to the number one great grandmaster. The Infernal Alliance's bosses could no longer sit still and hurriedly ordered the ultimate gods outside to take action. They could not let anything happen to the number one formation grandmaster. Lin Fei's strength had improved by leaps and bounds in the 18-layered time array. Even though he hadn't refined the time and space bloodlines, his control over time and space had improved tremendously. Now, spatial energy was in his hands, and he could use it however he wanted. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. The space was distorted. The low-level ultimate gods who rushed up were unable to move even though their faces were red from holding back. They could only watch helplessly without knowing where to put their faces. Whoosh. The spatial energy moved again, and the ultimate gods who rushed up were sent flying. They had a hard time stabilizing their bodies with a horrified expression on their faces. The spatial controller was very strong and could easily suppress their attack. It was their first time encountering such a person. Stand still if you don't want him to die. Lin Fei smiled. I don't have a good temper. His words made the low-level ultimate gods dare not act recklessly. This guy's mastery of spatial energy has improved tremendously again. What the hell? Dongfang Yijian's expression became serious. He still remembered Di Tian's mastery of spatial energy was not as perfect as it was now during their first fight. It was very rough and could be used at will. How could Dongfang Yijian not be shocked? Dongfang Yijian was no longer confident if he were to fight Di Tian again. It would be difficult for him to even attack Di Tian when he only used spatial energy. After all, spatial energy was not just for show. I want to advance to the ultimate god realm as soon as possible. Only by improving my unlimited speed can I avoid spatial energy. Dongfang Yijian secretly swore. Are you sure? Dongfang Wen was also quite surprised when he heard his nephew's words. I'm absolutely sure. His mastery of spatial energy was very rough at that time. Now that it has become so perfect, those low-level ultimate gods can't even touch a hair of Di Tian. Dongfang Yijian could not imagine someone could improve so quickly. Dongfang Wen's eyes also became serious. He has perfect mastery of spatial energy in half a year. Perhaps his other bloodline has also been mastered to the perfect realm. This guy is really not easy to deal with. Dongfang Wen could see that. The other big shots also saw it clearly, and their expressions began to change. No one dared to look down on the mysterious heavens world's #1 expert. They originally hoped to trap Di Tian with the restrictive array to consume his divine power. However, something unexpected happened. Di Tian ignored the restrictive array's attacks and even turned the restrictive array into a form of protection for him. It was no longer so easy for them to deal with Di Tian. Now that ultimate god Luo Xian was captured by Di Tian, it meant that they were at a disadvantage. Di Tian's strength had instantly pulled them to a very high position. All of you, stand down. The 10 great clans immediately ordered the low-level ultimate gods to retreat. Ultimate god Luo Xian could not die there. The big shots were not sure if Di Tian could kill ultimate god Luo Xian, nor did they dare to try. Brother Di Tian, it was just a small misunderstanding. Why don't you put Luo Xian down first? The Infernal Alliance's Deputy Alliance Master personally spoke. The Deputy Alliance Master's words represented everyone's thoughts. I remember you, the Infernal Alliance's Deputy Alliance Master. Lin Fei smiled. However, you used a restrictive array on me. Just say that it was a misunderstanding. I poked him once. Isn't that a misunderstanding? Whoosh. The long spear swept out and pierced through ultimate god Luo Xian, causing blood to flow. Ultimate god Luo Xian's eyes widened. What does this have to do with me? I can't control it again. Another spear thrust and ultimate god Luo Xian was once again stabbed until he bled profusely. His resentful eyes shot directly at Di Tian. How dare you glare at me? I can't control my hand. Ultimate god Luo Xian suffered another spear thrust. Chapter 1895. P.S. Only one chapter at night. Hierarch Luo Xian felt a chill run down his spine as blood flowed all over his body. His face was abnormally pale. The experts of the Hell Realm sucked in a breath of cold air. Di Tian was indeed the strongest in the profound sky world. This was what everyone was thinking. The number 1 Grandmaster of Formations in the Infernal Realm was tormented by Dtion just like that. He used his strength to tell them what a shameless misunderstanding was. The Vice Alliance Master of the Hell Alliance was instantly replaced by rage. Dtion, don't go overboard. This is the underworld, not your mysterious sky world. The Deputy Alliance Master's eyes shone with a cold light as he stared at Dtion, who was in the formation. He was overwhelmed with shock once again. Controlling 2 bloodlines was indeed powerful. Lin Fei did not care about the Deputy Alliance Master's expression. He condensed a void spear and pointed it at Hierarch Luo Xian's throat, causing blood to flow. Too much? Who's going overboard? The ones who are going overboard are your Hell Alliance, including the 10 great clans. Do you really think you can control everything just because you're strong? If you want to deal with me, Dtion, if you don't show me what you're capable of, don't even think about making me let you go. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. The surrounding spatial energy revolved, and everyone felt a burst of spatial pressure. The 10 great families and the Hell Alliance felt the power of the space bloodline once more. Space freezing. They could forget about barging in, especially Dtion, who was hiding in the formation. The Vice Alliance leader had the highest authority in the Hell Alliance. Other than a few extremely powerful experts, he had absolute control over the lives of others. Yet, he had no idea how to deal with Dtion. I've underestimated Dtion. The Deputy Alliance leader thought to himself, this formation is created by Ultimate God Luo Xian. It's very difficult to break it. Even a high-level Ultimate God like me can't break it. Looks like I can only try to break it by force. A cold glint flashed in the Deputy Alliance Master's eyes as he made a decision. Dtion, I'll give you one more chance. As long as you release Luo Xian and hand over 90% of the Abyssal Immortal Fruits, I'll allow you to leave the Hell World. This is your last chance. Everyone looked at Dtion. The Vice Chief was enraged. The Infernal Realm had been one of the most powerful worlds in the past. Time passed, and it was still a powerful world. The strength of the Hell Alliance was incomparably terrifying. Even the 10 great families had to lower their heads. Dtion was an outsider. Even though he was the number 1 expert in the profound sky world, he was nothing in the eyes of the Hell Alliance. Lin Fei snorted disdainfully at this. Handing over the immortal abyss fruit? That's impossible. If you want the immortal abyss fruit, you'll have to exchange it with something else. Otherwise, you'd better save your breath. Lin Fei had nothing to worry about now that his strength had improved so much that he could fight a mid-level ultimate god. 10 great families, listen up! Attack from afar and break the array formation. The Vice Alliance Master immediately ordered. In the face of absolute benefits, the 10 great families had no choice but to act. This time, the number of undying abyssal fruits was all in Dtion's hands. This concerned the change in the strength of the 10 great clans, and also the strength of the entire Hell Realm. Since the leader of the Hell Alliance had spoken, they had no choice but to act. There were also some who weren't that lucky. For example, the Dongfang family. With no other choice, the godly venerable experts of the 10 clans attacked one after another. Lin Fei was no pushover either. A long rope formed from spatial energy wrapped around divine venerable Luo Xian and swung him back and forth, withstanding most of the attacks. If you don't want this array formation Grandmaster to die, just do it. No matter how strong divine venerable Luo Xian was, he couldn't withstand such attacks. Alliance Master Zhang, please stop. Divine venerable Luo Xian wailed with a pained expression. It was also a headache for an ultimate god to attack too many times, especially when he couldn't withstand the attack. Most of the attacks landed on his body and consumed a lot of energy. He had no choice but to cry out. Alliance Master Zhang was the Vice Alliance Master. Brother Luo Xian, don't worry. The Hell Alliance will remember your contributions to the Hell Realm. Alliance Master Zhang's voice was cold like the voice of the underworld. Don't stop, do it! Whoosh! A long and narrow saber light slashed through the air, passing through layers of spatial energy, and slashed divine Venerable Luo Xian's divine body. Crack, 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 crack. Divine Venerable Luo Xian's eyes widened as his divine body shattered into pieces. This Vice Alliance Master is so ruthless. He killed the number 1 Formation Grandmaster just like that. Lin Fei was shocked. A high-level Ultimate God's combat power is indeed terrifying. He killed a low-level Ultimate God with just one slash. I must be careful. The person who attacked was Alliance Master Zhang. The 10 great clans were stunned for a moment before returning to normal. Between the Abyssal Immortal Fruit and a Formation Grandmaster, the Hell Alliance had to choose the Abyssal Immortal Fruit. With Alliance Master Zhang taking the lead, it imperceptibly put pressure on everyone. Everyone's attacks became fiercer. 2 hours. 6 hours. Half a day had passed. The array formation was on the verge of collapsing under the joint attacks of many experts, as if it would shatter at any time. Alliance Master Zhang sneered. After thinking about it again, Alliance leader Zhang still decided to sacrifice a Grandmaster in order to kill Tian here. They must not allow him to leave this place. The Hell Alliance had the resources to cultivate a Formation Grandmaster. A sacrifice was a sacrifice. Lin Fei was very calm inside the array formation. The 18 primordial avatars' essence, energy, and spirit were at their peak. They were used to deal with Alliance Master Zhang's high-level Ultimate God experts. It's coming, it's coming. Gradually, the array formation was unable to hold on. Lin Fei could see cracks on it. As another wave of attacks fell on the array formation, the last bit of energy was used up. The array formation was instantly shattered and Lin Fei was exposed in front of many experts. Tian. A low-level Ultimate God instantly attacked and came behind Lin Fei with a dark shadow that exuded a cold and gloomy aura. Get out of my way, you useless thing! Lin Fei did not even look at him as he stabbed with his spear. The dark shadow was sent flying and the low-level Ultimate God was sent flying. The power of space and time were activated along with the surrounding bloodline power. The low-level Ultimate God who attacked was once again in a difficult situation. Lin Fei strode forward like a fish in the water and stabbed with his spear. One by one, the low-level Ultimate Gods were sent flying. Almost no one was a match for Lin Fei. He was invincible among the low-level Ultimate Gods. No one could take advantage of Lin Fei. Mid-level Ultimate God attack. Alliance Master Zhang ordered again. The mid-level Ultimate God experts were disdainful of attacking a junior. However, they could see that the low-level Ultimate Gods were no match for Tian. They were the only ones who could deal with Tian. Tian with double bloodlines was very powerful. He was worthy for them to attack. I'll do it! A mid-level Ultimate God expert from the Wang clan was the first to attack. He was also an elder in the Wang clan called Ultimate God Wang Yuan. He was considered an old antique expert as he coldly glanced at Lin Fei. Fire Yuan Divine Fist. Chapter 1897. The punch was like a hot knife through butter. Boom, boom, boom. A mid-level Ultimate God's combat prowess was still very terrifying and far beyond a low-level Ultimate God. Hierarch Wang Yuan forcefully opened up a path in the mud-like space. He squeezed in from the outside and headed straight for Lin Fei, who was not far away. The distance between them was also getting closer. Tian, you have 2 bloodlines, but you haven't completely mastered them. This is your greatest weakness. Also, your cultivation level is too low, so you can't unleash your full power. Venerable Divinity Wang Yuan broke through the spatial force along the way. His face was full of pride. Being able to kill such a monster would greatly benefit him, and so would his entire family. With the battle prowess of a mid-level Ultimate God, he was less than a few thousand miles away from Lin Fei in an instant. Intermediate Ultimate God, I can finally fight. Hua! The corners of Lin Fei's mouth curled up as he pounced on ultimate god Wang Yuan. His space force and time force surged over to suppress his opponent's attack. Whoosh! The spatial spear stabbed at venerable Wang Yuan. The current Lin Fei could perfectly control the power of space. The spatial spear he condensed was like a real spear, and the spear also contained the power of time. It was a top-notch weapon. Bam bam bam! Lin Fei's offensive completely broke out, surpassing ultimate god Wang Yuan's speed. The spear lights landed on ultimate god Wang Yuan's body one after another as the power of space and time erupted at the same time. Venerable divinity Wang Yuan's fist technique was tyrannical, but he was still unable to break through the effects of the two attacks. Every time, he was half a beat slower and his fist technique would always miss. On the other hand, Di Tian's attacks came from all directions. Even though their power was average, it was still very troublesome. What he couldn't accept the most was that he couldn't track Di Tian's movements. I'm afraid divinity Wang Yuan can't take down Di Tian. With the power of space and time supporting him, he is indeed not easy to deal with. Ultimate God Wang Yuan, who has the battle strength of a mid-level ultimate god, is also affected by the bloodline power and can't unleash his combat strength. The people in the distance were shocked. Di Tian's reputation as the mysterious heavens world's #1 expert was well-deserved. Even a mid-level ultimate god could not gain the upper hand and was continuously attacked. Fellow Taoist Wang Yuan, let me help you. Me too. Swish swish. Another few intermediate ultimate gods took action. A guy who was not even an ultimate god had forced a mid-level ultimate god to make a move. Whether it was now or in the past, it was extremely brutal. Those low-level ultimate gods suffered a huge blow and felt that their cultivation was a waste. The battle situation did not change much with the addition of a few mid-level ultimate gods. Be careful, this is the time extension rope, specially used to tie people up. Di Tian is too shameless. Not again. Their participation was the same. Lin Fei was still very relaxed and didn't feel too much pressure. He didn't fight them head-on and chose to continuously move around and use the strange characteristics of space to suppress them. If the infernal realm only has this much strength, then I'm leaving. Lin Fei kept moving around and did not consume much of his spatial force and time force. He secretly rejoiced that the items on the 18th level were really useful to him. Otherwise, his mastery of those two powers would be less than half of what it was now, and he would not be able to withstand a mid-level ultimate god's attack. The mid-level ultimate gods were furious. Their attacks became fiercer. Unfortunately, very few of their attacks were able to land on Lin Fei. They were either diverted away or landed somewhere else. More and more mid-level ultimate gods took action. There were more than 20 mid-level ultimate gods taking action. Alliance Master Zhang did not expect Di Tian to be so difficult to deal with. More than 20 mid-level ultimate gods were unable to seriously injure Di Tian. His expression became more and more serious. Such perfect control. This Di Tian is too monstrous. Alliance Master Zhang looked into the distance. He's so slippery. It's not easy to deal with him. Why can't the infernal realm have such a genius? Alliance Master Zhang sighed with murderous intent in his eyes. He couldn't let Di Tian continue to grow. Such a dual bloodline controller would definitely become a strong enemy of the infernal realm in the future. Whoosh! Alliance Master Zhang took the initiative with a thought. He had to do it himself. Even if the opponent was a divine king, he was not an ordinary divine king expert. Swoosh swoosh. Alliance Master Zhang's spatial energy kept exploding as soon as he took action. A golden saber appeared in his hand and slashed at Lin Fei. The saber light shattered the space wherever it passed and instantly appeared in front of Lin Fei. He's finally making his move. Lin Fei's eyes lit up. He had been on guard against the Deputy Alliance Master's high-level ultimate god since the beginning. Only a high-level ultimate god was worthy of his attention, as a mid-level ultimate god could not even touch him. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Lin Fei quickly attacked with his spear. A high-level ultimate god's attack was extremely terrifying. The spatial energy surged like an ocean and was shattered by the high-level ultimate god's power as soon as it surged. The same went for the time energy, but it still affected the power of the attack. Lin Fei did not stop as he stabbed at Alliance Master Zhang with his spatial spear. It's useless. You can't hurt me. Alliance Master Zhang was proud of his strength as a high-level ultimate god was not just for show. He slashed with his golden saber again and broke all the attacks as he quickly closed the distance between them. You should be proud that you're worthy of me personally taking action. Alliance Master Zhang attacked again. The saber light came one after another. The pressure on Lin Fei multiplied. The spatial energy and time energy could not withstand the fierce attack, and he realized the gap between him and a high-level ultimate god. The spatial energy and time energy are still too weak and can be easily shattered by the opponent. However, they're still powerful against low-level and mid-level ultimate gods. Lin Fei figured it out. Spatial storm. Time storm. Lin Fei did not take it head-on. He kept retreating into the space as the huge storm shrouded Alliance Master Zhang. Whoosh. The storm was easily blown away by Alliance Master Zhang's saber. Alliance Master Zhang flew over with his golden saber in hand and sneered at Di Tian. You can't leave today. Hee, it's not up to you to decide. My legs are on my body. Lin Fei laughed heartily. He took out a spatial storm and a time storm and shot out. Alliance Master Zhang slashed with his golden saber as he chased after Di Tian. Let's see how long you can last. The spatial storm and time storm were very strong. Alliance Master Zhang did not believe Di Tian could keep releasing such big move. Di Tian would be the one who could not hold on if the time dragged on. It only took a blink of an eye for Alliance Master Zhang to deal with Di Tian and Di Tian to leave. By the time everyone came to their senses, both of them had disappeared into the mountains. Chase. Go after them. The 10 super clans leaders dared not stay any longer and hurriedly chased after them. Chapter 1898. Swoosh. Tens of thousands of layers of space were separated as a figure rushed out. Behind him was a fierce saber light with a terrifying aura. A great world appeared. Your saber technique is good, but it's useless against me. The figure in front turned around and said. The space storm and time storm appeared again and shrouded the opponent. The person being chased was Lin Fei, who came out of the secret realm with Alliance Master Zhang behind him. They had been chasing him from the inside and were about 500,000 miles away. The distance was still closing. This is the infernal world. You can't leave. Alliance Master Zhang was not very angry. He just stared coldly and the surrounding temperature seemed to have dropped. Controllers, listen up. Hurry up and stop Di Tian. Alliance Master Zhang's cold voice echoed throughout the entire infernal world. At that moment, the same voice echoed throughout the entire infernal world. Shameless! Lin Fei secretly cursed. Lin Fei could handle ordinary low-level ultimate gods or even mid-level ultimate gods. After all, he had mastered both the space and time bloodlines, which made him a top-level master. It was easy for him to handle them. However, the bloodline power would put a lot of pressure on a master. Lin Fei's speed skyrocketed. I need to find a place that's easy to defend and hard to attack. The infernal world was huge. Lin Fei headed toward the nearest big city. The experts in the infernal world released their divine senses following Alliance Master Zhang's voice. The masters who usually lived in seclusion came out one after another and appeared in the sky. After a moment of hesitation, they flew in one direction. Only a faction like the Infernal Realms Alliance could command them. Thousands of miles away, a big city appeared. Several experts rushed out with serious expressions and stared at the newcomer. Swoosh. The time elemental lock rolled over and tied them up. Lin Fei's spiritual sense swept out and directly searched their souls. Then, he left behind a few experts and left. The saber light came from behind and smashed the experts into pieces. Alliance Master Zhang appeared with a cold look in his eyes. The distance between them had shortened by 10,000 miles. Is this the last struggle? I'm quite lucky. The infernal world has more dangerous places than the mysterious heavenly world. There are 7 or 8 of them, and the most dangerous one is called Quicksand Galaxy. Lin Fei quickly flipped through his memories. North. Lin Fei determined that this was the most suitable place for him, especially the Quicksand Milky Way. It could be said that there was no other place more suitable for him than this. Lin Fei wanted to snicker. This place was perfect for him. Lin Fei turned around and headed north. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. Monstrous waves surged forward. Lin Fei's entire body was pulled into the vast ocean, and waves of power washed over him. Water controller. Sure enough, at the end of the ocean stood a middle-aged man. Hell realm, don't you dare be presumptuous. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. The sky was filled with water arrows, and the sky darkened in an instant. Lin Fei did not care about ordinary ultimate gods. He only cared about these controllers. Their bloodline power was still very terrifying. Otherwise, the controllers would not have such a prominent position. You're just a water controller. You think I'm afraid of you? The ocean was like mud, and it also had a trace of spatial characteristics. Any expert who entered it would have their combat power greatly reduced, but not Lin Fei. With a thought, his main body and primordial doppelganger switched places. At that moment, Lin Fei appeared with a soft body of water. Open! Whoosh whoosh whoosh! Lin Fei shouted, and the sky full of water arrows scattered. The waves split apart, and he instantly flew out. Go! With a wave of his hand, water arrows appeared again, shooting toward the middle-aged man on the waves. The middle-aged man's expression changed, and he hurriedly blocked. Water bloodline power? Alliance Master Zhang, who was behind, was stunned, and he suspected that his eyes were playing tricks on him. How is this possible? Top-notch double bloodlines are already very rare. How can he master the water bloodline power? Is he an expert in water? Alliance Master Zhang was very knowledgeable, but he could not explain it. Double bloodlines were very rare, and triple bloodlines were even rarer. Don't worry, don't worry. The controllers are here, and they will keep attacking Dtion. They will definitely stop him. Alliance Master Zhang regained his confidence. There were really many controllers in the Hell Realm. The first to appear was the Water Controller. A moment later, the Earth Controller appeared. Heavy mountains pressed down, turning the surroundings into a world of earth. Lin Fei easily broke through. Metal Controller, Ice Controller, Poison Controller, these controllers appeared one by one. But when these controllers dared to attack, they helplessly found that their moves were easily countered by Dtion. Instead, they were flustered. More than a dozen controllers attacked, but not a single one could stop Dtion for even a moment. What the hell? How can there be such a monster? Could it be that he can break the moves we're controlling in a short time? The controllers expressed their incomprehension. They had never encountered such a thing before, and they could only watch as the other party left right under their noses. This feeling of helplessness was not to mention how sullen they felt. They were all controllers. Little did they know that Lin Fei had plundered all the controllers' cultivation techniques on the 18th floor. Coupled with the 18 bloodline powers he cultivated, he could easily break the moves of some of the controllers present. He's going to the Quicksand Galaxy. Alliance Master Zhang saw through the other party's thoughts. In just a short period of time, Dtion managed to escape after more than a dozen attempts. He realized that Dtion was a terrifying enemy. The mysterious heavenly world really had an amazing monster. The most unacceptable thing was that Dtion had the abyssal immortal fruit that the Hell Realm needed the most. The Quicksand Galaxy was a terrifying and dangerous place. It was a special life form that could devour everything. Alliance Master Zhang did not dare to go there. We can't let him enter the quicksand galaxy. Alliance Master Zhang's aura exploded again as his body exuded a cold, killing intent. His speed increased and surpassed everyone as he appeared behind Di Tian. The golden blade was thrust out. Boom! A terrifying blade slashed out. The myriad layers of space and time power around Lin Fei were shattered. The residual light fell on his body, causing him to spit out a few mouthfuls of blood. Alliance Master Zhang's first slash was successful and followed up with another slash. His timing was impeccable, and he did not give Lin Fei any chance to resist. Each slash contained the battle prowess of a high-level ultimate god. Lin Fei was instantly hit by a terrifying blow. His blood was boiling. The space and time power had no effect on a high-level ultimate god. A high-level ultimate god is indeed not someone I can handle right now. Lin Fei was not disappointed as the realm gap was there. Chapter 1899. Alliance Leader Zhang is the best. That guy can't run away this time. With Alliance Leader Zhang's help, a mere divine king is a piece of cake. The controllers and the others did not attack again. With a high-level ultimate god like Alliance Leader Zhang taking action, there was indeed no need for them to do anything. They had lost their confidence after the previous ordeal. They did not know if they could capture Di Tian. What if they still failed? What would happen to their reputation? They also hoped that Alliance Leader Zhang could capture that demon and prevent him from growing. Once he ascended to the ultimate god realm, he would probably be able to sweep away all ultimate god experts. That was not an exaggeration. They knew it very well. Alliance Leader Zhang's attack was very strong. One slash after another, a majestic power crushed over. Alliance Leader Zhang was also helpless. His long-range attacks would be weakened and he could only attack in close range. It had been many years since he encountered such a situation. He must capture Di Tian today. It was something that Alliance Leader Zhang had to do. At the same time, it also concerned the overall strength of the infernal world in the future. He had to guard against the divine world that was eyeing him covetously. Subconsciously, Alliance Leader Zhang still hoped to persuade Di Tian to surrender and add another demon expert to the infernal world. Forget about surrendering. I have no intention of joining another world. Lin Fei shook his head and used his spatial and time powers to resist the attack. Alliance Leader Zhang's power surged again and pressed down on Di Tian. You're resisting stubbornly. You're just an ant in front of my power. That's not necessarily true. You can't stop me if I want to leave. Lin Fei did not plan to use his 18 primordial avatars. Even if he used them together, they might not be a match for a high-level ultimate god. At most, they could hold on for a while longer. Invincible defense, activate. As soon as the defense was activated, Lin Fei shot out. Alliance Leader Zhang thought he had won when he saw Di Tian had given up resisting. He slashed at Di Tian twice to severely injure him. Di Tian had too many secrets. Alliance Leader Zhang did not want to kill Di Tian so quickly. It might be helpful if he could get his hands on Di Tian's secret. He's fine. With 2 strikes, Alliance Master Zhang was well aware of the situation. However, at that moment, Di Tian was fine and had once again distanced himself from him. Alliance Master Zhang was in disbelief as his eyes lit up. Di Tian must have an ultimate god treasure that can withstand a high-level ultimate god's attack. This ultimate god treasure belongs to me now that he can block my attack. At Alliance Master Zhang's level, ordinary treasures were nothing to him. Only the best among divinity venerable rank treasures would be pleasing to the eye. Lin Fei chose to use his invincible defense to resist. The 2 slashes still consumed a lot of divine power. After all, a high-level ultimate god was not an ordinary expert. With Alliance Leader Zhang's hesitation, Lin Fei increased his speed once again. He didn't give Alliance Leader Zhang a chance to get close to him. He turned into a streak of light and flew towards the quicksand galaxy. Boom, boom, boom. The distance between them was getting closer and closer. Alliance Master Zhang tried to stop him every time, but he never succeeded. Any attack would be blocked. From afar, Qin Wentian saw that Alliance Lord Zhang had unleashed over 100 attacks. Regardless of how strong or weak the attacks were, all of them were blocked by Di Tian. This caused his scalp to turn numb. If he was in Di Tian's shoes, he probably would not have been able to hold on. Alliance Master Zhang was even more concerned about this divinity venerable rank treasure. If he had this treasure, he would be the most powerful high-level ultimate god and could challenge a peak ultimate god expert. A silver light appeared in front of him. Half an hour had passed since the two of them fled and chased. Lin Fei finally got close to the quicksand galaxy as he wished. That silver light should be the quicksand galaxy. It's a place where special lifeforms are born. Although the quicksand galaxy was far away, it was not a long distance in the eyes of an expert like Lin Fei. He knew he had found the place he was looking for when he saw the silver light. Alliance Master Zhang, who was behind, panicked. In the distance, large patches of silver light hung down like a curtain from the sky. It was silvery white and holy. However, everyone in the infernal world knew that the quicksand galaxy was the most dangerous place. Almost no one was willing to come here or get close to it. The people behind him were shocked when they saw the quicksand galaxy. Crazy! Is Di Tian going to rush in and die in there? How can he do that? Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Lin Fei quickly rushed into the silver light. What looked like a sheet of silver light suddenly shot out tens of thousands of tiny particles towards Lin Fan. It's actually a type of bug. As the particles approached, Lin Fei used his divine sense to investigate. He was shocked to find that the silver light was actually formed by a group of bugs. These bugs were so small that they were almost indistinguishable. This should be the silver light bug. It has time and devouring properties. The silver light bugs landed on his body and started gnawing at the godly armor. Even though the godly armor was tough, it didn't take long for it to gnaw out small dents. What a terrifying silver light bug! Lin Fei used the power of space and slashed. There were countless silver light bugs. After one batch died, another batch would come. The most terrifying thing was that every time a batch was killed, the strength of the second batch would increase by a large amount. If he entered the depths, he would not be able to return. Alliance Master Zhang stopped his attack. The bigger the commotion in the quicksand Milky Way, the more silver light bugs would be attracted. Alliance Master Zhang was also very cautious and did not dare to cause too much of a commotion. If Di Tian really went in, Alliance Master Zhang would not know how to explain it to everyone. He could not possibly say that he forced Di Tian to go in. Then he would really become a sinner of the infernal realm and would never be able to raise his head again. How hateful! Why does Di Tian have such a powerful, godly, venerable defensive treasure? Alliance Master Zhang was extremely resentful, but he also knew that he had lost his best opportunity. Di Tian, you have nowhere to run. Behind you is a dead end. You are so young and already so powerful. Do you want to die here? Alliance Master Zhang said coldly. As long as you hand over the abyssal immortal fruit and join the infernal realm, it will not be difficult for you to transform your godly power and establish a sect in the infernal realm. In the future, you will even be able to enter the Infernal Alliance's Elder Guild. The silver light bugs kept attacking. Lin Fei could still eat the bugs. I still say the same thing. If you surrender, forget it. Lin Fei still shook his head. You know that behind me is a dead end. You have no way of capturing me. Why don't you listen to my opinion? Alliance Master Zhang did not dare to force Di Tian. Negotiation? Fine. Speak. This was what Lin Fei wanted. I have no interest in the abyssal immortal fruit of the infernal realm. I joined the abyssal hell out of curiosity. Who asked me to like exploring? If you had discovered me back then, I would not have entered. Don't you think so? Alliance Master Zhang's eyebrows twitched. As if I would believe you. Chapter 1900. Negotiate. Lin Fei had millions of immortal abyss fruits in his possession, many of which were supreme-grade immortal abyss fruit. It was an existence that would make anyone jealous, but to him it was just a bargaining chip. Is this why you came to Quicksand Galaxy? Alliance Master Zhang stared at Di Tian, doubting the veracity of his words. Could this be a last-ditch struggle? Regardless, Alliance Master Zhang did not want Di Tian to rush into Quicksand Galaxy and cause the immortal abyss fruits to be destroyed. He could not bear the responsibility. Humph, as long as I can get the immortal abyss fruits without going in. Sure. Alliance Master Zhang said, whatever you want, as long as you can take it out, the infernal realm will satisfy you. As for your immortal abyss fruits, Lin Fei smiled. The immortal abyss fruits I have are from the 18th level. You all know that 10 chaos years or even 20 chaos years are not a small number. It is you who will have to pay the price. The words 18th level provoked everyone. Everyone knew that no one had entered the 18th level for a very long time. Until now, only 3 God Emperors had entered, and Di Tian was the 4th person. Straightforward enough. Alliance Master Zhang said, now, tell me what you want. Lin Fei said unhurriedly, I am not interested in anything else but Godheads. I was interested in God King Godheads before, but now I am interested in Godly Venerable Godhead. I want you to take out Godly Venerable Godheads. Give me 1,000 Godly Venerable Godheads first. What? Everyone was in an uproar. No one could have guessed that Di Tian would make such a request. In their minds, there was nothing else but cultivation techniques, divine weapons, and treasures. But he just had to ask for Godly Venerable Godheads. That was a very big request. 1,000 Godly Venerable Godheads. What a huge number. Alliance Master Zhang's face darkened again. That is impossible. The entire infernal realm probably cannot produce 1,000 Godly Venerable Godheads. Others might not know the use of Godly Venerable Godheads. As the Infernal Alliance's Deputy Alliance Master, he knew the inside story. Godly Venerable Godheads could be used to refine puppets and create pseudo-godly expert. The role of an ultimate god's divine spark had become very important. Alliance Master Zhang subconsciously rejected the offer of 1,000. If you can't come up with 1,000 Godly Venerable Godheads, don't even think about getting a single abyssal immortal fruit. Lin Fei said, if the infernal world loses this batch of resources, when the barrier disappears, the experts of the divine world will deal with the infernal world first. With 8 God Emperors, who can stop them? In any case, I won't be the one to suffer losses. You! Alliance Master Zhang glared at him, unable to respond. The immortal abyssal fruit was too important. The infernal realm needed these resources, especially the abyssal undying fruit. Some of them came from the 18th level, and the quality was unimaginably good. They would be of great help to them in improving their strength. It's 1,500 God Venerable Grade Godheads. Lin Fei said with a smile, for every word you say, I'll add 500. If you're not convinced, you can come in and catch me. Alliance Master Zhang's entire face was about to turn green. He opened his mouth as if he wanted to say something, but in the end, he didn't explode. The bosses outside were all secretly cursing Di Tian for being shameless. This was extortion. Aren't you afraid that you won't be able to leave this place after you obtain the Hierarch Grade Godhead? In the end, it will return to the Infernal Union's hands. What good is that for you? No one understood Di Tian's motive. One sword, do you feel that Di Tian is struggling on his deathbed? Dongfang Wen frowned slightly. Even someone as astute as him couldn't tell what was going on. The Quicksand Milky Way was a dangerous place. If Di Tian wasn't putting up a last-ditch struggle, was he going to go against the flow? Dongfang Yijin shook his head with a bitter smile. My child has fought with him a few times. I always feel that he is full of secrets. In my opinion, Tion will not struggle on his deathbed. He must have a purpose, but I can't figure out what it is. He is very strong and Alliance Master Zhang only managed to gain the upper hand by suppressing him. If Tion wants to make a comeback, he must advance to the ultimate god realm. It's very difficult for a divine king to advance to the ultimate god realm. He can't advance to the ultimate god realm here. Strange, truly strange. Dongfeng shook his head again. Becoming an ultimate god? It was easier said than done. Especially under such circumstances. Alliance Master Zhang would not give Tion the chance to advance and would definitely stop him. It was harder than ascending to the ultimate god realm in such a place. 1,500 pieces. I need to discuss it with everyone, Alliance Master Zhang said in a deep voice. He didn't dare to say anything else lest another 500 was added. Lin Fei nodded. 1,500 pieces of ultimate godheads. I can give you 10 Chaos Year Abyss Immortal Fruits for 100,000 pieces. The veins on Alliance Master Zhang's face bulged when he heard that. No, it's too little. It must be 500,000. Lin Fei shook his head. I'm sorry I have it. It's up to me how much I give. It's not up to you to decide. If you don't want it, you can choose to reject it. I've made myself clear. Alliance Master Zhang wished he could rush in and kill Tion on the spot. However, Tion had an ultimate god defensive treasure that could withstand a high-level ultimate god's attack. Alliance Master Zhang was not confident he could kill Tion in the shortest time possible. Alliance Master Zhang would never agree to take out a few thousand pieces of ultimate godheads. Agree. Suddenly, Alliance Master Zhang heard a loud voice. Everyone saw a black-robed man stepping out of the void and appearing outside the quicksand galaxy in the blink of an eye. His loud voice was like a bell that resounded throughout the infernal realm. The Grand Alliance Master is here. I heard the Grand Alliance Master has been in seclusion for a long time. I heard it's been a few hundred chaos years. He's the strongest expert in the infernal realm apart from Divine Emperor expert. He's already a peak ultimate god expert. Tion is really influential. Even the Alliance Master of the infernal realm is here. Everyone present was one of the top figures in the infernal realm. When the black-robed man arrived, everyone quietened down. Grand Alliance Master. Alliance Master Zhang came to his senses and greeted respectfully while lowering his stance. But his request is too high. That's an ultimate godhead. Our infernal realm only has a limited number. The Grand Alliance Master was dressed in a black robe with his entire face hidden under the cloak. Even if someone looked at him, they would not be able to see his face clearly. I understand. The Grand Alliance Master said, Go and prepare. Alliance Master Zhang did not speak anymore. Although he was the Deputy Alliance Master with the combat strength of a high-level ultimate god, he still felt pressured in front of the Grand Alliance Master, who was the strongest person below the Divine Emperor. The black-robed Grand Alliance Master's appearance made Lin Fei's hair stand on end. He gave off a very dangerous aura. Chapter 1901. The Grand Alliance Master had arrived. He immediately agreed to Tion's condition to exchange an ultimate godhead for the immortal abyss fruit. It was a surprising outcome. Although it was a surprise, the big shots at the scene secretly gasped upon the Grand Alliance Master's appearance. The Grand Alliance Master was not one to negotiate. Agreeing so readily was not a good thing. The Infernal Alliance moved as soon as the Grand Alliance Master spoke. Only the Infernal Alliance Master could offer an ultimate godhead so readily. This person is very dangerous. He's at least a peak ultimate god. Lin Fei was very sensitive to danger. The Grand Alliance Master realized the black-robed man was not as simple as he appeared. I don't care what tricks you have up your sleeves. I can advance to the ultimate god realm once I get my hands on an ultimate godhead. my space and time powers will be greatly enhanced. It won't be a problem for me to advance to a mid-level ultimate god. Lin Fei was secretly on guard, but he was not too nervous. So what if he was a peak ultimate god? I like straightforward people the most. Lin Fei laughed heartily. Since you're willing to give me a hierarch grade godhead so readily, why don't you give me some god king grade godheads as well? Maybe 1,000,000 or so. If that's not enough, you can also give me a heavenly god grade godhead. I still have some abyssal immortal fruits that can't be shown in public. The people in the distance secretly scolded Di Tian for being shameless. He actually dared to say such things to the Grand Alliance Master. He must be courting death. However, they would not speak at that moment. The Grand Alliance Master was the most powerful person there, and they were not qualified to speak for the time being. The strongest expert in the mysterious heavens world is indeed worthy of his reputation. The Grand Alliance Master's expression remained unchanged. It's just a divine king godhead. Sure, no problem. Heavenly god godhead is no problem either. It was Lin Fei's turn to be puzzled. He really agreed. There must be a conspiracy. Lin Fei was once again on guard as he secretly opened the system. Secretly scan the surrounding hundreds of millions of miles. I don't believe this guy isn't plotting something. System scanning in progress. Lin Fei was not worried about being exposed as the system scanning was a different kind of scanning. This feeling of having everything under control was really great. Ding! A high-level ultimate god expert has been spotted 15 million miles to the east. Ding! Discovered a high-level ultimate god expert 10 million miles to the west. Ding! Discovered a high-level ultimate god expert 6,100,000 miles to the south. Lin Fei inwardly cursed the Infernal Realm Alliance for being shameless. Shameless. Too shameless. They actually set up an ambush around here. Lin Fei cursed in his heart. In a short period of time, the system scanned the surroundings for danger. There were 13 high-level ultimate gods lurking around. At the same time, there were 2 peak ultimate gods 40 million miles away. Their positions formed a triangle with the Alliance Master, so they could take action in the shortest time possible no matter what happened. Lin Fei was also impressed by the Infernal Alliance's strength. The mysterious heavenly world's strength was much weaker as it was not easy to find a high-level ultimate god. On the other hand, the Infernal Alliance was different. They were indeed very strong, but no one knew how many of them were secretly cultivating. The strength they had displayed was enough to shock people. Lin Fei secretly rejoiced after the results of the system scan were out. Lin Fei was prepared to be besieged when he broke into the Quicksand Galaxy. The only thing he did not expect was for the Infernal Alliance to send out all their experts for the Abyssal Immortal Fruit. What kind of strength was 13 high-level ultimate gods? You guys never expected me to have the system. Lin Fei remained calm as he knew what they were planning to do. It was nothing more than a surprise attack. They were hiding in the dark while he was out in the open. His chances of winning were still very high. Most importantly, there were 3 peak ultimate gods. Their trump card should be the 2 peak ultimate gods hiding in the dark. I like this, then give me 10 million God King rank godheads, and 100 million heavenly god rank godheads. Lin Fei said with a smile. I believe that shouldn't be a problem, right? Alliance Master Zhang, who was standing behind the Alliance Master, had been trying to kill Di Tian. In his opinion, Di Tian was being insatiable. Although he did not know what tricks Di Tian was playing, there must be a problem. Permission granted, the Alliance Master said. This thing may be useful when he's alive, but it's useless after he's dead. It's not as important as the Abyssal Immortal Fruits. Then I'll wait for your item. Alliance Master Di Tian is very cunning. He's famous in the mysterious Tianxian world. I think it's better to be careful. Alliance Master Zhang secretly transmitted his voice. Don't worry too much about a kid who's barely an ultimate god. Heifeng and Langya are here. the Alliance Master said indifferently with an air of superiority. They'll be back sooner or later. Alliance Master Zhang was delighted. They've also come out of seclusion? That's great. Tian won't be able to escape this time. The 18th level abyssal immortal fruits are related to the future of the infernal world. It's necessary for them to come out of seclusion. The Alliance Master continued, let him be happy for a while. The moment he lets his guard down will be the moment he suppresses us. Alliance Master Zhang raised his head again with a flash of light in his eyes. The Infernal Alliance moved quickly. The high-level ultimate gods hiding in the space were also moving. They were very well hidden. Even divine senses could not detect them. Only the system could detect them. They had moved 3 to 4 million miles in just half an hour. Each of them was about 7 to 8 million miles away from Lin Fei. That distance was not a big deal for the high-level ultimate gods. Lin Fei pretended not to see them as the system was monitoring him at all times. Among them, the 2 peak ultimate gods were the closest and were less than 2 million miles away from him. It only took a thought. Lin Fei had to admit that the Infernal Alliance was quite capable to be able to sneak up on him without revealing any fluctuations. Lin Fei suspected that the high-level ultimate gods had another identity, a controller, and a special controller. No one could avoid his divine senses and sneak within millions of miles of him, except for a special controller. It was almost certain death to be ambushed at that distance. With the invincible shield, Lin Fei could withstand the attack. Lin Fei retreated slightly while waiting and kept approaching the center of the quicksand galaxy. In the eyes of outsiders, he seemed to be frightened by the peak ultimate god. The Alliance Master did not suspect that Tian had seen through the people hiding in the dark. That was one of the Infernal Alliance's secret killer moves that had never been exposed. They would not have come to this if they had not found out too late. They're here. The Infernal Alliance's mid-level ultimate gods had arrived with something. Your things are here. Chapter 1902. The ultimate god divine cores were beautiful. More than 1,000 god venerable grade godheads attracted everyone's attention. There are a total of 6,000 ultimate god divine cores here, said the Grand Alliance Master. Everything is prepared according to your request. You can check it yourself if you don't believe me. There's no need to check. These are indeed ultimate god divine cores. Lin Fei nodded as he had scanned them with the system. They were genuine ultimate god divine cores. I can give you 400,000 ordinary abyssal immortal fruits. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. A huge pile of abyssal immortal fruits appeared in front of Lin Fei. A total of 400,000 abyssal immortal fruits. They piled up like a mountain. Here you go. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. The Grand Alliance Master waved his hand and the ultimate god divine cores flew over. Unsure if it was intentional or not, the ultimate god divine cores turned into terrifying attacks. You're still using this trick? How petty! Lin Fei did not dare to underestimate the ultimate god-level godhead that was flying towards him. He secretly activated his invincible defense and stretched out his hand. The ultimate god-level godhead fell into his palm. At the same time, his other hand was not free as he swept the 400,000 abyssal immortal fruits out. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. There were abyssal immortal fruits in all directions. Senior, you're better at controlling your strength than me, Lin Fei said as he grabbed the ultimate god divine cores. One by one, the ultimate god divine cores fell into his hand. In the blink of an eye, there were 400 to 500 ultimate god divine cores in his hand. Young friend Tian, you're really young and promising. The Grand Alliance Master was unmoved. In reality, he was secretly shocked. Every ultimate god's godhead that he had casually flung out contained a terrifying amount of energy. Ordinary low-level ultimate gods would not be able to withstand the impact of that energy, yet Tian from the mysterious heavenly world had withstood it just like that. Everyone couldn't help but feel shocked. Although he was shocked, the Grand Alliance Master recovered quickly. The abyssal immortal fruits flew in all directions as the people on the periphery picked them. Before long, all 400,000 abyssal immortal fruits were collected. Everyone was excited. Finally, ultimate God divine cores. Only the infernal world could afford to take out 6,000 ultimate God Godhead. Moreover, it was an easy task to collect a few thousand ultimate God Godheads. The amount of divine power consumed was astronomical. Ascend to ultimate God. With 100 hierarch-rank Godheads in his hands, Lin Fei quickly used them to advance his cultivation. While Lin Fei was collecting the Godheads, the high-level ultimate gods lurking around once again closed the distance between them. The Grand Alliance Master suddenly launched an attack when Lin Fei showed signs of weakness. Freeze. The Great Alliance Master personally took action. He suddenly pointed his finger, and the power of his bloodline blasted out. Surprisingly, it was also the power of space, and it was 100 times denser than Lin Fei's. It was like a vast ocean, surging and majestic. Lin Fei's position was completely fixed. It was too fast. If Lin Fei's spatial force was 50% of his strength, then the Great Alliance Master's strength was 10%. Crack, 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 crack. Lin Fei felt his body being enveloped by a powerful energy, making him unable to move. Even though he knew that this black-robed man was very dangerous, he hadn't expected him to also have a spatial bloodline. Little friend Ditian, it really wasn't easy to deal with you. The Great Alliance leader laughed. Swish, swish. The high-level ultimate gods lurking around also followed suit. Earth cage. Gravitational space. Lin Fei's body was suddenly shrouded by various powers. Any of those powers could seriously injure a low-level ultimate god. The 10 superclans were also shocked, but at the same time breathed a sigh of relief. It would not be difficult to obtain the immortal fruit as long as Ditian was suppressed. No one thought Ditian would be able to leave. The Great Alliance Master had personally taken action. Lin Fei did not struggle as his opponent's spatial force was stronger than his. Struggling would be of no use. Senior, aren't you afraid that you'll offend someone by taking action today? Lin Fei said, if I were you, I'd rather choose to make a deal than use this method. Ditian, don't try to scare me. No one will believe you. Alliance Master Zhang sneered. You're now a prisoner. You don't have the right to speak. The 2 peak ultimate gods also appeared in the dark. This kind of junior will spill all his secrets if we capture him. The Black Wind Alliance Master coldly said, I'd like to know what secrets are hidden on the 18th floor. The Black Wind Alliance Master walked over. I also want to know the secrets of the 18th floor. Another white-clothed wolf Fang Alliance Master smiled and said. The Black Wind Alliance Master raised his hand and his arm expanded as he grabbed at Lin Fei. The extremely sturdy space did not seem to exist in front of the Black Wind Alliance Master. Divine King Army, move out? Lin Fei needed time. Just a moment ago, he had consumed 100 ultimate god godheads and had advanced to the ultimate god realm. He was currently refining the time bloodline, and no one could trap him once the time bloodline was activated. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Lin Fei shouted as a black mass of Divine King Realm experts flew out. What the hell is this? The Black Wind Alliance Master was drowned by a group of Divine King Realm experts. Everyone's jaws dropped as soon as the Divine King army appeared. They could not believe it was real. The number of Divine King Realm experts was not in the hundreds or thousands. There were at least 100,000 of them. Even the low-level ultimate gods were secretly shocked by their terrifying aura. Who the hell is he? He has a terrifying Divine King army with him. Divine King Realm experts were still the mainstream force. They could also be considered the backbone force. He had brought over 100,000 godkings this time, and they all obeyed Ditian's orders. That was shocking enough. Even the Alliance Master of the Hell Alliance was quite shocked. If you want to capture me, Dition, you'll have to have the ability first. Lin Fei's voice resounded throughout the infernal world. When there were a lot of people, their power would converge and become a terrifying existence. The Black Wind Alliance Master was surrounded by the Divine King Realm experts. Although the Divine King Realm experts could not cause too much damage to the peak ultimate gods, it was enough to make the Alliance Master flustered and furious. I've really underestimated you, Dition. The Black Wind Alliance Master punched a 5-star Divine King and blew him up on the spot. Do you think you can stop me with these trash? Bang, bang, bang. Only a peak ultimate god had the confidence to say such word. I'll help you. The Wolf Fong Alliance Master also felt a little uneasy. Dition must have a big secret. Even they could not bring so many Divine King Realm experts with them. With those Divine King Realm experts, they could do whatever they wanted in the Divine King Realm. Even a low-level ultimate god would have to watch them leave. The Black Wind Alliance Master did not stop the Wolf Fong Alliance from helping. Chapter 1903. The two peak ultimate gods shamelessly took action to prevent any unforeseen events. They had no choice but to fight. The two peak ultimate gods' strength was not to be underestimated as they forcefully carved out a path for themselves. There was a saying that many ants could bite an elephant to death. There was no lack of 9 stars Divine Kings among the Divine King experts, and their combat strength was not to be underestimated. The two peak ultimate gods had more or less suffered a lot of attacks with some injuries on their bodies, but it was not a big problem. The fact that the weak godly monarchs were charging at them one after another made them rather displeased. They did not dare to imagine what would happen if Dition had an ultimate god with him instead of a divine king. At that moment, they wanted to figure out Chuditian's secret. They even suspected that those divine kings were brought out from the 18th floor. No one in the entire hell world, except for the 3 divine emperors, knew the secret of the 18th floor. No one dared to ask about it, and the 3 divine emperors had not been involved in the outside world for a long time. They did not want to let go of the opportunity. That's amazing! Fortunately, Dition did not immediately release the Divine King army. Yes, otherwise we would not be able to handle it. The 2 Alliance Masters are awesome. Killing Divine Kings is as easy as drinking water. It shouldn't take long for the 2 Alliance Masters to take down Dition. The abyssal immortal fruit in his possession will also be found. The 10 great clans were very quiet at that moment. They were all scared out of their wits by more than 100,000 Divine Kings. Although they were on a big mission, they had never seen so many Divine Kings gathered together and listening to one person's orders. It was not easy. The time it took to burn a stick of incense quickly passed. Then another hour passed. The dense crowd of Divine Kings continued to decrease. Lin Fei, who was imprisoned in the space, was not distressed by the decreasing number of Divine Kings. Instead, he wholeheartedly focused on refining the time bloodline. He refined it one by one. Soon, Lin Fei was going all out. As for using the token, Lin Fei had no intention of doing so. How many people would believe him if he took it out? He might as well not take it out. A full hour passed. 2/3 of the 100,000 God Kings were killed. The 2 peak ultimate gods were also a little tired. They gritted their teeth when they saw Dition, who was being protected in the middle. How could a dignified big shot be tortured like that? Your subordinates are all dead. Let's see what else you can do. The Black Wind Alliance Master killed a 3-star Divine King with a single sword strike, but he did not dare to use too much power, lest he attracted a large number of silver light worms. Hence, his speed was so slow. Haha, whether there is a way or not, you'll know once you try. Lin Fei was unmoved. As for the 2 of you, you should take your time to deal with my subordinates. Make sure that the energy fluctuations aren't too big. The leaders of the Black Wind Alliance and the Wolf Fong Alliance glared fiercely at Dition. Their actions weren't slow either. Another hour passed by. The God King powerhouses were scattered all over the place, unable to resist at all. The two peak ultimate gods could be easily killed. There were only a few divine kings standing around Lin Fei. The Black Wind Alliance master casually killed a God King expert that charged at him. From what I see, there's nothing you can do. Whoosh. The Black Wind Alliance master grabbed Di Tian and was about to capture him. Any secrets would be revealed. I'm sorry, but you still can't do it. Another group of black figures appeared and blocked in front of Lin Fei. The Black Wind Alliance master's grab missed again as he caught a few God King experts. That's right. Lin Fei released another group of God King experts. There were not many of them, only about 50,000. He had been carrying them around for times like this. The Black Wind Alliance master was about to vomit blood. Again. The Wolf Fang Alliance master had the same expression. Since when did God King experts become so common? They were about to vomit blood when they killed 100,000 God King experts previously. Now, another 50,000 God King experts appeared. Wasn't that bullying? While they were hesitating, the God King experts attacked first with various attacks, forcing them to take action. After all, they were not sandbags that could only stand still. The Grand Alliance master frowned in the distance. This can't go on. The Grand Alliance master shook his head. Two groups of God Kings appeared. No one knew if there would be a God King in the next wave. Just now, the Grand Alliance master had been paying attention to Di Tian. He thought that Di Tian had brought a small space with him. Otherwise, how could he store God King experts? In the end, he didn't find anything. It was as if they appeared out of thin air. The Grand Alliance master felt a tinge of unease. Previously, he was prepared to use spatial power to seal the exit to prevent Di Tian from sending people out. I have to do it myself. The Grand Alliance master disappeared and appeared behind Di Tian. He stretched out his pale palm. You are very capable. Unfortunately, you are not from the Hell world. No one would have thought that the Great Alliance master would also make a move when the other two Alliance masters made a move. Everyone present wasn't stupid. They could tell what was going on. Everything was because Di Tian was too mysterious. The Grand Alliance master had no choice but to take action. Fortunately, this was the Hell world. No one could bear the fury of the Hell Alliance, let alone the Grand Alliance master, who was the strongest person below the God Emperor. In the system, one by one, the time bloodline was refined. In order to refine it as fast as possible, Lin Fei went all out and burned his divine power without holding back. The speed of refining also increased rapidly. His time bloodline, which was originally stuck at the God King realm, finally broke through the bottleneck after refining the time bloodline. The power of time changed again. When the Grand Alliance master grabbed him, Lin Fei's eyes shone brightly. A majestic and turbulent river of time jumped out. The river of time at that moment had undoubtedly undergone a huge change compared to before. When the river of time appeared, the thick power of time spread in all directions. The palm that was about to land on Lin Fei was also blocked by the power of time and became abnormally slow. Whoosh! The river of time whipped toward the Grand Alliance master behind him. Your power of time has actually entered the ultimate God level, the Grand Alliance master exclaimed. His spatial power was at the ultimate God level, but it was still very terrifying. If he advanced to the Divine Emperor realm, his strength would undergo a huge change. Good eyesight. The power of time on the river of time spread out in circles. The Black Wind Alliance master and Wolf Fang Alliance master, who were still killing God Kings, changed their expressions. They were affected by the power of time, and their attack speed slowed down. How is this possible? They could suppress Di Tian previously because his bloodline power was at the God King level. But now? How could they explain it? It was not easy for them to resist the ultimate God level time power. Among the bloodline powers, time and space were extremely rare bloodline powers. It was even more difficult to break through. Whoosh! Chapter 1904. No one expected Tion to turn the tables after being in a disadvantageous position. The Grand Alliance Master had no choice but to defend himself with the River of Time. It was obvious that he was quite afraid of the River of Time. Lin Fei finally had time to escape with the Grand Alliance Master's defense. The time power collided with the space power and finally managed to escape. The Black Wind Alliance Master and Wolf Fang Alliance Master were already affected by the River of Time and could only watch Tion regain his freedom. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. As soon as he escaped, Lin Fei was like a fish in the ocean as his body kept changing positions. The Black Wind Alliance Master and Wolf Fang Alliance Master reacted quickly and quickly attacked with their powers that shook the heavens and the earth. The River of Time was also summoned back by Lin Fei and collided with the two Alliance Masters' attacks. At the same time, he kept moving and was already standing in the center of the Quicksand Galaxy. The silver lights in the sky gathered together. They could not break through the River of Time as they were blocked outside by the River of Time. We're safe for now. There's no need to attack. The Grand Alliance Master shattered the stagnant River of Time and waved his hand at the two Alliance Masters. He understood that they had lost their best opportunity. Tion, who was in the center of the Quicksand Galaxy, was no longer someone they could deal with. The Quicksand Galaxy was a special life form after all. If it was overly stimulated and went berserk, Hell World would inevitably suffer. Tion, who had mastered the River of Time, would also become more difficult to deal with. The power of an ultimate god's River of Time greatly increased and was enough to affect the ultimate god realm. The Black Wind Alliance Master and Wolf Fang Alliance Master reluctantly stopped. They were so close. They would have captured Tion long ago if not for the Divine King's sudden appearance and not wasted their efforts. The 10 great clans were dumbfounded. They had previously said that Tion was doomed. It seemed like they had no other way as the 3 peak ultimate gods had stopped attacking. It was difficult for them to imagine what had happened to Tion in such a short time. You've disappointed me. Lin Fei was not worried about the Grand Alliance Master's attack, as the ultimate god's River of Time was not an exaggeration. I was planning to cooperate and trade with you, but it seems like you don't want the immortal fruit anymore. The Grand Alliance Master and the others were unhappy. He was the one who made the move, and they were the ones who made the trade. Little friend Tion, this is the reality. You have our items in your hands. Since your strength isn't enough, it's only natural for us to act against you. Right now, you have nothing to lose. The Grand Alliance leader spoke. Lin Fei also admired their shamelessness. After thinking about it carefully, he felt that it made sense. If you weren't strong enough, there would always be people who wanted to beat you up. What do you say now? Lin Fei would not pursue this matter. In the eyes of the strong, strength determined everything. Here are 10 million godheads of God King Realm and 30 million godheads of Heavenly God Realm. Take them as compensation for what happened just now. The Alliance leader waved his hand and 2 golden storage rings flew over. This time, he didn't use any force. Lin Fei accepted it without batting an eyelid. His face showed a forced expression. I was very unhappy at first, but since you said so, I'll give you face. The Great Alliance Master felt rather helpless. He had relied on his tyrannical strength, unwilling to capture Tion himself. Instead, he let others capture Tion. If he had known this would happen, he would have done it himself and this scene wouldn't have happened. The Grand Alliance Master was helpless against Tion's power of time. The power of space was strange and ever-changing, and the power of time could restrain all kinds of attack. The scariest thing was that Tion had mastered the power of space. For the remaining immortal abyss fruits, the Grand Alliance Master did not dare to make a move no matter how unwilling he was. Little friend Tion is really a straightforward person. The Grand Alliance Master laughed. Then, let us continue to discuss the remaining immortal abyss fruits. The immortal abyss fruits Lin Fei had taken out earlier were all high-grade immortal abyss fruit. Their quality was high and their effects were good. Anyone would be tempted by them. My words are still the same. The immortal abyss fruits I have are of the best quality. I don't want anything else but God King Realm Godheads. If I don't have enough God King Realm Godheads, then don't even think about it. Lin Fei sat down cross-legged and closed his eyes. Lin Fei sat down just like that. Silver light surrounded him. Humph, I'm not Lin Fei if I don't take all the God King Realm Godheads from your hell world. Lin Fei no longer spoke to them. In fact, he was constantly refining the power of space. He was demanding an exorbitant price to buy time. Even though he had become the Hell God Emperor's disciple in name on the 18th floor and obtained his identity, Lin Fei did not think that he could rest easy. Once the 3 God Emperors appeared, they would capture him regardless of the consequences. He would not be able to explain himself. One's own strength was still the way to go. Now that Lin Fei had advanced to the God King realm, his power of space and time could be further enhanced. His power of time was already at the God King realm. Although it was still a distance away from the other party's power of space, it could still affect the other party's attack. As long as his power of space reached the God King realm, the 3 God Emperors would be able to come and go as they pleased. The Grand Alliance Master was annoyed that Di Tian did not speak. Grand Alliance Master, that Di Tian is demanding an exorbitant price. Alliance Master Zhang said unhappily. Why don't we charge in and fight him to the end? Alliance Master Zhang's words were met with mockery. Alliance Master Zhang, that's the central region of Quicksand Milky Way. We're courting death if we fight him there. The Black Wind Alliance Master said coldly. If you want to go, go. I fully agree. The Wolf Fong Alliance Master said. Alliance Master Zhang felt uncomfortable and did not speak anymore. He did not dare to go in and fight Di Tian. Even the Grand Alliance Master was forced to retreat, let alone him. It's a pity that we missed a step. The Grand Alliance Master looked at the white light. I never thought that Di Tian would raise his time bloodline to the God King realm at this time. Although there's still a gap between us, it's enough to affect us. It'll be difficult to capture him now. We can only send out orders to collect God King Realm Godhead. I'll personally meet the 3 lords and hope they'll help. The 3 Alliance Masters nodded. The Hell Alliance could not bear to take out a large number of God King Realm Godheads. They could only delay it for now. As long as one of the 3 God Emperors took action, the problem would no longer be a problem. The Grand Alliance Master turned around and left. The high-level ultimate gods were stationed at the periphery while the controllers were lurking in the space. They surrounded the Quicksand Milky Way tightly. They were still a strong deterrent force. It would not be easy for Di Tian to force his way out. Chapter 1905. Hell World, Hell Mountain. Hell Mountain was the tallest mountain in the entire Hell World and was shrouded in the power of death all year round. Everyone knew that the area around Hell Mountain had become a forbidden land and no one who entered would be able to come out alive. That was because there were 3 peerless experts living there. They were the 3 divine Emperor experts of Hell World. The Grand Alliance Master came in a hurry and arrived at the foot of Hell Mountain with a respectful expression as he stood in front of a stone door. 2 black-armored puppets stood in front of the stone door exuding a dangerous and terrifying aura. I'm AI Sure from the Hell Alliance. Please report that someone has come out from the 18th floor and is now trapped in Quicksand Galaxy, said AI Sure. AI Sure dared not offend the 2 puppets. They were both peak ultimate gods. They were used to guard the door and had terrifying combat power. If the 2 of them worked together, even peak ultimate god AI Sure would not be a match for them and would have to leave awkwardly. The 3 divine emperors had such gatekeeping puppets. Every time there was a report, they had to report to them first and then pass the message through them. Otherwise, they would not be able to see the divine emperor. AI Sure dared not guarantee that the divine emperor would come out at that time. Ever since Hell World was sealed in that space, the three divine emperors had been in seclusion and rarely came out to manage things. That was how the Hell Alliance came into being. The two gatekeeping puppets looked indifferent. One was left to guard while the other entered the stone door. After a long time, the gatekeeping puppet returned outside the stone door. "Is the Divine Emperor willing to see me?" AI Sure asked anxiously. "Master said he knows about the matter and will see the person in 10 days, said the gatekeeping puppet. "Master also said you just need to watch over the person and fulfill his request." Fulfill his request? AI Sure was very puzzled but dared not ask. He turned around and left. Quicksand Galaxy. Other than high-level ultimate gods, there were also low-level and mid-level ultimate gods guarding outside. The people from the 10 great clans left one after another. Only a few big shots were left. In the center of Quicksand Galaxy, the black-robed Lin Fei had been sitting cross-legged. The silver light worms around him seemed to be frozen and did not move at all. After a long time, one could still see the silver light worms moving but very weakly as if they were motionless. This was the terrifying power of time. If anyone dared to attack the silver light insects here, the swarm of silver light insects would definitely make one's scalp go numb, and one would be trapped endlessly. It's been 5 days. Looks like the Great Alliance Master is up to something again. Lin Fei narrowed his eyes and did not see the peak ultimate god expert. I thought they would make their move in the next few days. Now it seems impossible. They must have found some helpers. Apart from the 3 god emperors, there should be no one else. Lin Fei's thoughts were clear. He didn't need to think much to know who to look for. I've already refined a large amount of space bloodline and am only a little bit away from godly venerable rank time power. I don't have to worry about divine emperor experts appearing. Lin Fei closed his eyes again and continued to refine his spatial bloodline. 10 days passed in a flash. Hell Mountain. Although AI Sure left Hell Mountain and sat cross-legged outside, waiting for Lord God Emperor to come out of seclusion. Once the 10 days were up, Crimson Stone came to the stone door respectfully again. Boom! The stone door opened and a middle-aged man in silver armor walked out. His eyes were sharp. Even though Qi Shi was a peak ultimate god, he was helpless in the face of such a sharp gaze. He hurriedly said, "Greetings, Master Tianci." The silver-armored deity emperor was one of the 3 deity emperors, the Tianci deity emperor. Someone came out from the 18th floor of hell? Divine Emperor Tianqi's voice was not heavy, but it carried an irresistible authority. That person did come out from the 18th floor. Crimson Stone said. Moreover, he is extremely difficult to deal with. He has grasped the powers of space and time, and our people are helpless against him. The Tianci Divine Emperor said. Interesting, interesting. Taking a step forward, Divine Emperor Tianci disappeared from the stone door. AI Sure hurriedly followed. Quicksand Galaxy. The people stationed here kept their eyes on Di Tian, who was in the quicksand Milky Way. They did not dare to relax for even a moment. They were afraid that if they were careless, Di Tian would charge out, and they might not be able to stop him. The leaders of the Black Wind Alliance and the Wolf Fang Alliance were also keeping an eye on him. 10 days passed. The two of them grew increasingly anxious. It was even more difficult to capture Di Tian without the Divine Emperor's arrival. The mysterious Di Tian was full of tricks and no one knew what other secrets he had. If he really left the Hell World, it would be a luxury to capture Di Tian again. The two of them hoped that the Divine Emperor would personally take action. Di Tian's calm demeanor made the two nervous. They had seen how terrifying an ultimate god's time power was. It could affect their attacks and make it impossible for them to defend against it. Whoosh! Divine Emperor Tianci arrived outside the Quicksand Galaxy. His sharp eyes shot toward Di Tian, who was in the center of the Quicksand Galaxy. Lin Fei, who was still refining his bloodline, opened his eyes at that moment and saw the silver-armored middle-aged man in the distance. He recognized him at a glance as Divine Emperor Tianci of the Three Divine Emperors. Whoosh! Divine Emperor Tianci's aura surged as he threw a fierce punch across the air. He did not say a word. Divine Emperor Tianci's fist technique was very heavy. Everyone could feel the terrifying killing intent from his punch. Even high-level ultimate gods and peak ultimate gods seemed powerless in the face of that punch. Good heavens, he attacked just like that! Lin Fei stood up, and layer after layer of spatial power appeared in front of him, followed closely by the power of time. In 10 days, Lin Fei's space power had also been raised to the ultimate god level. Walls formed in the space, and the entire space became muddy. Divine Emperor Tianci's attack was very strong. The space power was broken by his opponent's punch without any resistance. Even if the time power wanted to affect it, it was shaken away by the strong force without a trace of time power. River of Time. Lin Fei did not expect the two of them to be able to block the attack. He only wanted to delay it for a while. The turbulent river of time surged forward. Wave after wave of time power collided in front of Divine Emperor Tianci's fist technique. In the end, the continuous power of time still affected the attack. Lin Fei said to Divine Emperor Tianci in the distance, "A dignified Divine Emperor is attacking a junior like me. I'm afraid I'll be laughed at if this gets out." Divine Emperor Tianci's sharp eyes softened a lot. "Ha ha ha, you're indeed Master's nominal disciple. Your space power and time power have both reached the ultimate god level. Junior brother, you can go anywhere you want in this world." Divine Emperor Tianci originally thought Di Tian would not be able to escape with his Divine Emperor's attack. However, his words made everyone's faces change. Master? Nominal disciple? Chapter 1906. The Divine Emperor was here. He also made a move. But the result left everyone dumbfounded. The story did not seem to develop like this. Especially the people from the 10 major families. When they saw the Divine Emperor make a move, they were all smiles, but in the blink of an eye, they were scared out of their wits. Master, junior brother? After a while, they came to their senses. Wasn't the Tianci Divine Emperor someone who had entered the 18th floor? Could it be that entering the 18th floor would allow one to become a junior brother with the Divine Emperor? That was too lucky. Just from the word junior brother, everyone knew that it would not be easy to deal with Di Tian. The Tianci Divine Emperor's attack just now was not a real attack, but a test. He was testing Di Tian's strength to see if he had the ability to become their junior brother. Now it seemed that it would be difficult for Di Tian not to become the Tianci Divine Emperor's junior brother. Ai Shi, Alliance leader Zhang, Black Wind, and the others who had come out earlier all had a trace of uneasiness on their faces. They had even attacked Di Tian before, and now they were hated by him. They all cursed in their hearts. If he had said it earlier, everything would have been fine. No one thought that if Di Tian really said it, how many of the big shots present would believe it? Probably none of them would believe that it was true. Senior brother, you must be joking. Lin Fei was very clear about the role of this relationship. When the Divine Realm was the largest, the 6 subworlds were all in the same camp. Lin Fei also needed some allies. It was good to have a relationship as a junior brother. Lin Fei was not a fool. Naturally, he would not let go of this relationship. The other party had already admitted it. Hence, it was not wrong to call him senior brother first. Anyway, there was nothing to lose. Everyone can leave now. The Tianci Divine Emperor waved his hand and said in an irresistible voice. Everyone's hearts rang. Everyone knew that this matter was over. They could not interfere in the matter of the Abyss Immortal Fruit. This depended on what the Tianci Divine Emperor would do. One by one, the big shots left. In the blink of an eye, those who should leave had left, and only Lin Fei and the Tianci Divine Emperor were left in the sky. Ai Shi and the others also left. It has been a long time since anyone from the underworld entered the 18th floor. You are the only one after the 3 of us. I believe that the other two senior brothers will be very happy to know. Divine Emperor Tianzi smiled. They're still in seclusion. I've already sent a message to them, and they'll come out in a few days. You can stay at my place for a few days. Since senior brother has invited me, I will definitely go. Divine Emperor Tianzi flew in front, followed by Lin Fei. What was supposed to be an earth-shattering event ended just like that. The ending was also a big joke. He was the junior brother of the three divine emperors. Not everyone dared to touch him. Junior martial brother. Please. Divine Emperor Tianzi brought Lin Fei to his cave dwelling. Lin Fei was shocked to see the black-armored puppet at the door. A peak ultimate god's combat power meant the divine emperor had a lot of good stuff. He was so rich that he was leaking oil. The cave abode was huge. It turned out that the interior was a small space. Only when he entered did he realize that there was a whole new world inside. Senior brother, this place is not bad. Lin Fei said. With junior brother's strength, it won't be difficult for you to create such a place. Divine Emperor Tianzi laughed. You are the strongest in the profound sky world. Lin Fei shook his head. Senior brother, how can you take it seriously? I don't deserve to be the strongest in the profound sky world. The two of them walked one after the other. They landed in a palace. Lin Fei stayed in the small space that day. This place had everything you could ever need. Lin Fei was not worried that Divine Emperor Tianzi would make a move. He would definitely make a move against such an expert. He stayed there with peace of mind. This stay lasted for 5 days. During that period, Divine Emperor Tianzi came by several times and left after some small talk without talking about anything practical. Lin Fei also relied on those few days to improve his space and time powers. His power had greatly increased, and it was very easy for him to suppress a low-level ultimate god. His realm had also soared from low-level ultimate god to mid-level ultimate god. The 18 primordial avatars were still divine king-level masters for the time being. Their bloodline power had yet to be upgraded to the ultimate god level. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. 3 figures came one after another to the palace where Lin Fei was temporarily staying. Lin Fei, who was originally refining his bloodline, opened his eyes with a smile and appeared in the main hall. Our junior brother is here. The one who spoke was Divine Emperor Tianzi with a smile. He looked at Lin Fei who had appeared in front of him. Lin Fei's eyes first fell on a white-clothed woman with an otherworldly aura. Greetings, Senior Sister Hundred Flowers and Senior Brother Slaughter. The two divine emperors were easy to recognize. The white-clothed woman was Hundred Flowers' divine emperor. She had a holy and otherworldly aura, which was related to her cultivation technique. The other middle-aged man in a red robe was the famous Slaughter divine emperor. His murderous aura was like a dragon circling around him. It was hard not to recognize him. Junior brother, you've been very impressive recently. You're just short of causing havoc in the underworld. Hundred Flowers' divine emperor chuckled. Everyone in the world knows about you now. Slaughter divine emperor also looked at the black-robed Lin Fei. He did not expect that when the world seal was unlocked, they would have another junior brother. Moreover, it was someone from the profound sky world. The three of them had advanced by leaps and bounds and became divine emperors because of the 18th floor. Therefore, the three of them had a good relationship. Senior Sister Hundred Flowers must be joking. This is just a small misunderstanding. Lin Fei laughed. No matter how capable I am, I can't cause trouble. Senior brothers and senior sisters, I'm afraid they would be the first to deal with me. Divine Emperor Tianzi also laughed. All right, everyone sit down and talk. The four of them sat down. You don't need me to introduce them. You should have recognized them. Divine Emperor Tianzi said. Lin Fei nodded. I saw the process of the three divine emperors struggle on the 18th floor. There's no need to introduce them. Lin Fei did not dislike the senior sisters and senior brothers in front of him. He did not feel any killing intent from them. Vaguely, he could feel their kindness. That's right. Kindness. Lin Fei was very clear why they were showing kindness. Originally, as our junior brother, we were planning to hold a welcoming dinner for you, Divine Emperor Tianci said again. However, due to some unexpected circumstances, we had to postpone it. Take a look at this first. Divine Emperor Tianci threw out a jade talisman. This is a message talisman. Lin Fei was also curious about what was inside. He extended his divine sense into it to check. With this look, his face sank slightly. They're taking action so soon. It turned out that in the message talisman, it recorded that the divine world launched a small-scale war half a month ago, attacking one of the 6 child worlds. Although the 8 divine emperors did not make a move, with the huge strength of the divine world, they pressured this child world to the point of suffocation. Even the divine emperor experts were suppressed by the divine emperor treasures and could not make a move to alleviate the situation. Chapter 1907. The divine world had made their move. Lin Fei was indeed very surprised. It seemed that they had taken action earlier than expected. Could it be that they had already killed chaos? Thus he blurted out, they dealt with chaos? Lin Fei and the 8 god emperors also had a lot of grievances between them. Previously, Lin Fei didn't have the time to deal with him. Once he dealt with Hun Dun, he would have the time to deal with him. This was inevitable. Chaos isn't that easy to kill. The 8 god emperors are still chasing after him. There won't be any results in a short time. Lin Fei was puzzled. The 8 great god emperors are chasing after primal chaos. Logically speaking, it shouldn't be easy for them to destroy a subworld without taking action themselves. For example, the infernal realm had 3 god emperors. It was impossible for the other subrealms to have no god emperors. The profound sky world did not have any god emperors, so it was the most miserable one. Lin Fei was very clear about this. The Tianci god emperor laughed. Junior brother Lin, you don't know about this. The 8 great god emperors personally chased after primal chaos and left behind their respective god emperor treasures. Those are treasures that are infinitely close to the level of a god emperor. They are equivalent to experts who can suppress a god emperor from a distance. It is not difficult for them to fight to a draw. Lin Fei came to a sudden realization. If it was the god emperor's treasure, then it would be normal. Although Lin Fei had not advanced to the deity emperor realm, he knew that every deity emperor had a powerful deity emperor treasure in their possession. After refining it day and night, its power was extremely terrifying. It was the only treasure they could use. Then, what does senior sister and senior brother want me to do? Lin Fei asked directly. No one would talk about this for no reason, so it was better to get straight to the point. The Tianci Divine Emperor also felt that Lin Fei was very smart. Before he even opened his mouth, he already knew what to say to avoid awkwardness. Take out your abyssal undying fruit. We, the Hell World, will give you a godhead. The one who spoke was not the Tianci Shenhuang, but the massacre Shenhuang. How much? There was a layer of relationship between them. This matter was no longer something that could not be said. The massacre deity emperor was also straightforward. Godhood for the abyssal immortal fruit. At the very least, they could figure out some of Lin Fei's thoughts, and exchanging for divine deity was one of them. Although they didn't know what to do with divine deity, they could at least confirm that divine deity was very important to Lin Fei. They understood the importance of the abyssal immortal fruit. No matter how great the price was, he had to trade everything. Lin Fei and the Tianci Divine Emperor started bargaining fiercely. Fortunately, there was no one else in this place. Otherwise, they would be scared to death. After an hour of debate, the matter was finally settled. Lin Fei didn't give in too much. He only took a small step back. After that, he didn't take another step back. Godhoods were too important to him. Whether it was the godly king core or something else, he hoped that the more, the better. Junior brother, you are too ruthless. Don't you know how to take a step back? After all, we are brothers. The Tianci Shen Huang smiled bitterly. You are too stingy. Lin Fei didn't show any weakness. Senior brother, you are wrong. You control a hell world. Back then, it was also a world that could compete with the divine world. You have a deep foundation, and the mysterious sky world was eaten up by the divine world. I have to work hard. The 100 Flowers Divine Emperor laughed. You really know how to talk. The transaction was set for 3 days later. He still had to collect hierarch-level divine deity. Junior brother, I see that you have already entered the hierarch realm. After the matter was settled, the relationship between the two was a step closer. Senior and junior brothers, if the relationship was not solid, once there were benefits, it would be easier for them to come together. Lin Fei had been hiding his hierarch aura and didn't leak a trace. He didn't expect the Tianci Shen Huang to easily see through it. He was very surprised. Senior brother, you have good eyesight. You can even see through this. The Tianci Shen Huang laughed. Your cultivation speed is really fast. I'm afraid it won't be long before you reach the deity emperor realm. Master has good eyesight to accept you as a disciple. From now on, we will have another deity emperor on our side. The 100 Flowers Divine Emperor took out a communication bracelet. You are also in the hierarch realm now. You are proficient in the power of space and time. Even low and mid hierarchs can't do anything to you. You can have this too. Lin Fei asked curiously, This is a communication tool used by the experts of our 6 subworlds to communicate with each other. The 100 Flowers Divine Emperor said, Each of us has one. Your mysterious sky world is the weakest and doesn't have this. Now that junior brother has appeared, you are qualified to get it. The communication bracelet fell into Lin Fei's hand. The moment Lin Fei refined the bracelet, he found that it was not ordinary. There was an existence with a strange structure inside. 6 subworlds, 1025. Lin Fei saw the signal. It was a very interesting number. This number is your code. The Tianci Shen Huang said, You are 1025, I am 23, 100 Flowers is 35, and Slaughter is 15. Remember it clearly. Lin Fei felt that it was very interesting. Wasn't this just a communication tool from Earth? It was just a divine sense communication tool. 23. I am Tianci. 35. I am your senior 100 Flowers. 15. I am Slaughter. Very soon. The message was sent. Lin Fei loved it. This thing was good. It was more convenient to communicate. Oh right, how many are there in total? Not many. It should be around 3,000. The 100 Flowers Divine Emperor said, Only hierarchs are qualified to have it. Our 6 subworlds have less than 3,000 experts. There are only 11 deity emperor experts. 11 deity emperors? So few. 6 subworlds. No matter how Lin Fei thought about it, there should be more than 20. It seemed that it was not a small number. There were 3 from Hell World and none from Mysterious Sky World. The remaining 4 subworlds would at most have 2 deity emperors. The 100 Flowers Divine Emperor rolled his eyes. If the deity emperors were to gather together, we wouldn't have to be afraid of the divine world. It is because we have fewer deity emperors that we need to communicate. For example, this time the divine world attacked the Moan world to test if our 6 subworlds are united. The Moan world is a very strong world. It can be ranked in the top 3. Lin Fei listened. He believed that there would be more to say. Junior brother, you are young and powerful. This time when the divine world attacks the Moan world, we would like junior brother to bring some geniuses from Hell World to assist the Moan world. I wonder if junior brother is interested? The Tianci Shen Huang asked. Lin Fei thought, I finally understand why they keep mentioning the Moan world. They want me to help. They are really thinking too much. Chapter 1908. Lin Fei took out all the abyssal immortal fruits he had to trade. Gotcha. He also temporarily stayed in Hell Mountain. He usually stayed in his house to refine his time and space bloodlines. He did not improve his realm. To others, cultivation was very important, but to Lin Fei, it was not important at all. The most important thing was to improve his time and space bloodlines. Everything else was meaningless. During these days, his time and space bloodlines had also been improved to the mid-level ultimate god level. The higher the realm, the more difficult it was to improve his bloodline. The improvement of both bloodlines to the mid-level ultimate god level had a great impact on high-level ultimate gods and 50% of the impact on peak ultimate god. Lin Fei's mind was on that. At the same time, his 18 primordial clones also began to refine the bloodlines. However, the speed was not fast and had yet to reach the ultimate god level. Lin Fei had been paying attention to the situation of the 6 subworlds while refining the bloodlines. He received a lot of information every day through the message bracelet. The latest news was focused on the Moan world. The experts from the Divine World were attacking the Moan world with 8 Divine Emperor treasures, suppressing 3 Divine Emperors. The battle was one-sided and the Moan world would be greatly weakened if it continued. The Divine Emperor was the pillar of a world while the ultimate gods were the core. Without the core, the world became empty. Half a month after Lin Fei stayed there, Tianxi Divine Emperor came and opened the door of the house. "Little junior brother, have you been resting well recently?" Tianxi Divine Emperor was in a good mood recently. With the help of the Abyss Immortal Fruits, many experts emerged in the Hell world, especially the controllers. For example, Dongfang Yijian had advanced to the ultimate god level. His unlimited speed also showed terrifying power. That was one of the reasons. There were also some experts who had advanced to the next realm. "I'm fine. I'm just bored out of my mind." Lin Fei joked. "I wonder if senior brother has decided when to go to the Moan world." When the Tianxi deity sovereign saw Lin Fei again, a strange look flashed in his eyes. He was startled. Master truly thinks highly of him. In just half a month, his bloodline power has grown significantly stronger. Looks like he has at least stepped into the mid-level ultimate god level. This cultivation speed is really amazing. As a deity emperor, his eyesight was amazing. He could see the changes in Lin Fei at a glance. "Haha, I know you are anxious. Today, I came to inform you that we are ready to go." Tianxi Xinhuang said with a smile. "There is a message from Moan World. They said that the situation is very bad and they need help from the infernal realm." "I was waiting for senior brother to say that," Lin Fei said happily. "The infernal realm, the infernal alliance." In order to assist the Moan world, the Hell Alliance organized a group of hierarch experts. He wanted to alleviate the situation in Moan world. It was necessary to send out godly venerable experts. Godly king experts would not be of much use as one attack from godly venerable experts would be blasted to smithereens. Hell Alliance. The main hall. A group of people had gathered. There were old and young people with different expressions on their faces. The old man's lifespan was naturally nearing its end. Helping the Moan world wasn't just about returning alive. They were of great help to the family, and in any case, they had contributed to the family. The younger batch had not been in the ultimate god realm for long, at most 100 years. This trip was also a form of training. "I heard that we are going to fight with experts from the divine realm. I am so nervous." "Ha ha ha, what's there to be nervous about? Isn't it just hierarch experts? We haven't killed many of them. Back then, the divine realm was not as strong as our hell world." "That's right. The divine realm is nothing." 3 to 5 people stood together. The discussion went on. "Lord Xinhuang is here." The door was pushed open and someone greeted him respectfully. Everyone stopped. Tianxi Xinhuang walked in with Lin Fei behind him. In fact, Lin Fei did not want to come in such a high-profile manner. However, Tianxi Shenhuang said that they were all his master's disciples, who would say anything. They even wanted to thank him for breaking into the 18th floor and bringing out the supreme-grade immortal fruit. Hence, there was Tianxi Shenhuang in front and Lin Fei behind. None of the hierarch gathered in the palace did not know Lin Fei. The entire hell world had seen how powerful Di Tian was. If it was not for Tianxi Shenhuang's words, no one would know that Di Tian was their junior brother. Dongfang Yijian was also among them. In just half a month, Dongfang Yijian had also advanced to become an hierarch expert. His speed had also increased. Once he stepped into the hierarch realm, his combat power skyrocketed and he easily defeated many mid-level hierarch experts. However, Di Tian had appeared this time. Even now, Dongfang Yijian still felt a lot of pressure when facing Di Tian. They originally hoped to defeat Di Tian again, but it seemed impossible now. Who would dare to make a move against the Light Divine Emperor's junior brother? They had to thank Di Tian for this. Sometimes, Dongfang Yijian regretted not cooperating with Di Tian. If they had cooperated at that time, perhaps, everyone is here. I'm very happy. Tianxi Shenhuang came to the highest position and said condescendingly, "This is what we should do." Everyone said in unison. Tianxi Shenhuang was very satisfied. Everyone knows the purpose of this trip. Our 6 subworlds are like brothers and sisters. Now that the Moan Kingdom is being attacked by the Divine Realm, we can't just stand by and watch. If the Divine Realm can attack the Moan Kingdom, they can attack our Hell World in the future. We must stop the Divine Realm. Everyone listened in silence. Therefore, this Emperor has chosen all of you. There are a total of 36 godly sovereigns, and this Emperor was going to accompany all of you. However, the 8 godly sovereigns of the divine world appear and disappear mysteriously, and no one knows where they are. Therefore, we must personally oversee the Hell World, God Emperor Tianxi said solemnly. This Emperor won't go, but a leader is necessary. I've decided to let my junior brother Di Tian lead the team and bring you to the Moan Kingdom. My junior brother will be in charge of all the commands. Lin Fei was startled. Letting him lead the team? What a scam. Lin Fei disliked this the most. It wasn't something that made things difficult for others. Among the 36 divine emperors, some frowned while some showed a look of joy. Among them, the majority frowned, but no one objected. Senior brother, I think we should leave this matter to someone else. Lin Fei was most troubled by this kind of thing. He shook his head and refused. No. Tianxi Shenhuang's tone was firm. You must be responsible for this. After a simple interaction, Tianxi Shenhuang could see that his junior brother was the kind of person who worked secretly and did not like to be too eye-catching. The more Lin Fei behaved like this, the more Tianxi Shenhuang wanted Lin Fei to show off. Chapter 1909. Lin Fei didn't know whether to laugh or cry. What's so good about being a leader? Since the Tianxi Divine Emperor had said so, and in front of everyone, he had successfully attracted everyone's attention. Therefore, Lin Fei had no choice but to do something. Although Lin Fei had broken into the 18th floor and brought out the immortal fruit, some ultimate god experts still had a lot of opinions about it. However, they did not dare to voice it out because of their relationship. It's not easy being a leader. The Tianxi Divine Emperor was very optimistic about Lin Fei. Even though he was only an in-name disciple of his master, his future achievements were limitless. He had the potential to become a god emperor in the future. There were many people with the qualifications to be an emperor, but very few of them stepped into the god emperor realm. Lin Fei had this kind of potential. If Lin Fei really became the god emperor, it might not be a bad thing for the infernal realm. On the contrary, it was a good thing. With the incense offerings of the in-name disciples, the infernal realm would not suffer any losses. Even if he couldn't become a god emperor, he would still be a terrifying god emperor in the future. He had the space bloodline and time bloodline. Your Majesty, I don't agree with Di Tian being the leader. An ultimate god among the 36 ultimate gods said that in person. This person was an old man with a hint of death energy on his body. His lifespan had reached its limit, and he was an ancestor of the Wang clan named Godly Wang Qing. When dealing with Di Tian, the Wang family had lost a lot of face. Because of this, the Wang family had a lot of opinions about Di Tian. Although Di Tian had become the Divine Emperor's junior brother, and they dared not do anything, Di Tian had caused them to lose a lot of face in the eyes of some of the old-fashioned ultimate gods. Divinity Wang Qing was one of them. I also think that Di Tian is too young. I'm afraid he won't be able to shoulder the responsibility of being the leader. Another divinity Venerable spoke. He was from the Mu clan, and his name was Divinity Venerable Mu Yuan. With the Divine Emperor's words, the Divine Venerable said directly. The Tianxi Divine Emperor didn't say anything. Instead, he looked at Lin Fei with a smile, as if to say, "Look, someone's dissatisfied. Go and settle it yourself." It didn't matter if Lin Fei was the leader or not. Lin Fei did not have much interest in leadership positions. However, it was his own business whether to accept it or not. Being looked down upon by others made him very unhappy. "If I don't do it, do you think you're qualified?" Lin Fei narrowed his eyes. "Originally, if you didn't mention it, I wouldn't be the leader. But now that you've mentioned it, I'm not happy. Could it be that you want to be the leader? A mere high-level ultimate god battle prowess is nothing to me." These words were directed at Divinity Wang Qing. His space bloodline and time bloodline had both entered the mid-level ultimate god level. Lin Fei really had nothing to fear. So what if he was a high-level ultimate god? Dongfang Yijian stared at Lin Fei and said, "Di Tian, I lost to you last time. Now that I've mastered my unlimited speed, I really want to spar with you again. As long as you can defeat me, my Dongfang family will be willing to command you without a second word." Naturally, Dongfang Yijian would not let go of such a good opportunity. "Count me in too." Among the 36 ultimate gods, more than a dozen of them were unhappy with Lin Fei being the leader. Lin Fei laughed. Good. Whatever it is, it's best to say it face to face. Since you're unhappy with me being the leader, then defeat me. I won't say a word to anyone who defeats me. I won't go back on my word." Tianxi Divine Emperor also laughed. "Don't worry, I won't blame you. After all, being a leader requires great strength. Challenges are inevitable. Just don't overdo it." That was equivalent to expressing his stance. Unlimited speed, unlimited strike. As Tianxi Divine Emperor finished speaking, Dongfang Yijian drew his sword and stabbed. Unlimited speed, unlimited strike. After advancing to the ultimate god level, Dongfang Yijian's unlimited speed became extremely terrifying. It was as terrifying as its name suggested. Everyone felt a flash of light and shadow. Even their divine senses could not keep up with the speed of the sword. The ultimate gods present secretly gasped. If they were to encounter it, they might not be able to escape. The future experts of the infernal world lived up to their reputation. It was a pity that they had Di Tian. Dongfang Yijian was full of confidence in that sword. Even if Di Tian had a breakthrough, he might not be able to block the attack of his sword. As long as he defeated Di Tian, he would still be the #1 genius of the infernal world and the future #1 expert. Lin Fei was not the Lin Fei from the 18th floor. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The power of space and time were unleashed at the same time, setting off 2 storms. "You lost last time. You'll still lose this time." Dongfang Yijian was unmoved. His unlimited speed was still able to restrain everything. When he was about to get close to Lin Fei, the power of space was like a solid wall, blocking the sword attack. The power of time also slowed down his movements. With just this move, Dongfang Yijian helplessly discovered that no matter how he moved, he could not unleash his true power in the face of this bloodline power. Dongfang Yijian stopped 100 meters away from Lin Fei, unable to take another step forward. The seemingly infinitely close distance had become a chasm at that moment. It was an existence that could not be crossed. I've lost. Dongfang Yijian sheathed his sword. The Dongfang family has no objections. He retreated. This old man doesn't believe that you can really be so strong. Hierarch Wang Qing had hoped that Dongfang Yijian would seriously injure Di Tian. That way, he would not have to do anything. He did not expect Dongfang Yijian to lose so thoroughly. He cursed inwardly. Whoosh, whoosh. Before Hierarch Wang Qing could make a move, Lin Fei made the first move. The power of space condensed. Hierarch Wang Qing could not move at all. The power of death surged and collided with the power of space. Then, the power of time fell on his body, suppressing 70% of his speed. Whoosh! The river of time swept over like a long whip, lashing Hierarch Wang Qing's body and causing him to spit out a mouthful of blood. Do you admit defeat? After advancing to the Hierarch level, he could control the power of space and time more easily. I admit defeat. Hierarch Wang Qing lashed out a few times. Each time, he could not block it. He knew that the gap between them was too big. Lin Fei retracted the river of time. You guys can come at me together. It will save you the trouble of fighting again and again. In fact, after Dongfang Yijian was defeated, no one had the confidence to defeat Di Tian. After Hierarch Wang Qing was defeated, they were even less confident. Too presumptuous. Let's attack together. Lin Fei's words provoked them. The remaining dozen or so Hierarch experts attacked one after another. All kinds of powerful killing moves were used. Divine Emperor Tianxi set up a large formation to prevent the leakage of power to prevent the palace from being destroyed. The scene of more than a dozen Hierarch experts attacking was grand enough to make any Hierarch's scalp tingle. Divine Emperor Tianxi was also watching and thought, little junior brother's strength is indeed amazing. Blade of Time, Time Invincibility. Chapter 1910. Lin Fei mastered that move after entering the ultimate god realm. The Time Blade was more terrifying than the River of Time as it was comparable to a divine emperor's treasure. The power it released was not something the ultimate gods could resist. At that point, the 36 ultimate gods were completely convinced. How could they be a match for someone who had mastered a high-level secret technique like the Time Blade? After Lin Fei defeated them, they set off for the Moan World in 3 days. 3 days later, the group set off for the Moan World. There was no need to fly from the Infernal World to the Moan World. Instead, they had to go through another world to save a lot of time. The Infernal World had a space door that connected to another world. The mysterious Heavenly World was considered a relatively backward world and did not have a space door for the time being. Everyone can go in from here. Tianxi Divine Emperor came in person. He led everyone to a space door. No one was unhappy with leader Di Tian. Since he had successfully cultivated the Time Edge, he most likely had also successfully cultivated the other secret technique, the Space Edge. With both blades out, how could they fight? Little junior brother, I'll leave it to you. Tianxi Divine Emperor patted Lin Fei's shoulder. It's best to teach the divine world a lesson. I will. Lin Fei nodded. He was not only going to help the Moan World but also to earn ultimate godhood. As long as the Divine Emperor doesn't show up, I have nothing to fear. The current Lin Fei had the qualifications to say such words. Lin Fei was the first to enter the space door. The others behind him followed. I didn't expect to fight side by side with you against the divine world. Dongfang Yijian was now convinced of Lin Fei's ability. Ha ha ha, I didn't expect that either. Lin Fei laughed. With your limitless speed, we will definitely give the immortal realm a big shock this time. Lin Fei attached great importance to Dongfang Yijian's unlimited speed. If it was not for his time power and space power suppressing the unlimited speed, it would have been difficult to defeat Dongfang Yijian. Dongfang Yijian was currently a low-level ultimate god, but his combat strength was comparable to a mid-level ultimate god. He was also able to affect a high-level ultimate god. His strength would become even more terrifying when his cultivation realm improved. Although Dongfang Yijian was convinced, it didn't mean that he would always be convinced. His unlimited speed could continue to make breakthroughs. As long as he could surpass Lin Fei one day, he would still choose to defeat Lin Fei. Right now, I really want to see if the experts of the deity realm are stronger, or if my unlimited speed is stronger. Dongfang Yijian was full of fighting spirit. Yes, you'll see it soon enough. From the Hell world to the Moon world, he needed quite a few transfer stations. Due to the existence of the space gate, the journey became much easier. The group passed through many transfer stations. Every time they passed through a transit station, they would be welcomed. If the Moon Kingdom world failed, it meant that they would also fail soon. Helping Moon world was equivalent to helping themselves. Everyone was very friendly along the way. Took Lin Fei and the others 10 days to reach the Moon world from the Hell world. Boom boom boom. They had just come out of the portal. Heaven and earth fluctuated unceasingly. You're finally here. That's great. The space gate of the Moon Kingdom world was located in a secret underground room. It was surrounded by restrictive formations and exuded a terrifying aura. As soon as they appeared, someone immediately came up to greet them. It was a middle-aged high-level ultimate god with an excited look on his face. The Moon Kingdom world had been looking forward to this group of helpers for a long time. Under the constant attacks from the divine realm, the Moon Kingdom world had sent out all their experts without any rest day and night. They were all involved in the battle and had reached a critical moment. Lin Fei was the first to come out. The middle-aged high-level ultimate god was a little confused as he did not know the person in front of him. He was too young and did not look like the leader. Little brother, where's your leader? In terms of aura, the high-level ultimate gods behind Lin Fei were very imposing. The high-level ultimate god from the Moon Kingdom world mistakenly thought that one of them was the leader. In the Hell world, they would have objections to the leader. However, once they were outside, they were very protective of the leader. Are your dog eyes blind? This is our leader, Sir Di Tian. Dongfang Yijian said in a deep voice. This is the leader? Gao Yang was dumbfounded. He's such a young leader. Did I make a mistake? Di Tian? This name sounds a little familiar. Gao Yang was also a well-informed person and found the name familiar. You're Di Tian from the mysterious heavenly world? Gao Yang suddenly exclaimed. Di Tian was very famous. He had wiped out the orthodoxies of the 8 divine emperors and entered the divine realm alone. It was not a secret. Gao Yang did not expect the Hell world to let Di Tian lead the team. Most importantly, was Di Tian's strength really that strong? Was he worthy of the cooperation between the Hell world and Di Tian? If there's no one else, then I'll be the leader. Lin Fei smiled. Gao Yang said enthusiastically, Brother Di Tian, on behalf of the Moon Kingdom, I'd like to thank you very much for bringing people to help us at this time. The Moon Kingdom world will never forget this. Lin Fei did not want to waste time on such things. Bring me to your battlefield. Is the divine realm attacking again? Gao Yang came back to his senses. I was too happy and forgot that everyone is still waiting for you. Everyone, follow me. Moon Kingdom. It was in the middle of a battle. First was the dark mass of the divine realm army in the sky. In order to deal with the Moon Kingdom world, the 8 divine emperors of the divine realm gathered various forces to attack the Moon Kingdom together. There were more than 100 million heavenly gods. But that was not the most terrifying. The most terrifying thing was that there were more than 200 godly venerable ones. There were 19 peak godly venerable ones. It could be said that it was a crushing force. Any force would be defeated with a single touch. It was not easy for the Moon Kingdom world to last until now. Gao Yang brought Lin Fei and the rest to the temporary base camp. Since the divine realm attacked the Moon Kingdom world, the Moon Kingdom world had been retreating. Now there was only one big city left, the Moan Kingdom capital city. It was a huge city. All the forces of the Moan Kingdom world were gathered here. Huge restrictive formations covered the sky above the Moan Kingdom Empire, causing ripples in the air. Heavenly gods, divine kings, and even godly venerable ones were fighting outside. Deities were constantly falling. The scene was very bloody and terrifying. Heavenly gods were cannon fodder here. Divine kings were cannon fodder too.